All right, everybody. Apologies for the somewhat late start, but we have a game today. Number 3 on the day, number 3 on the weekend, rather. San Antonio Brahmas against the Arlington Renegades. Two teams met last week. Arlington won down in San Antonio now because of some weird scheduling quirk. They are meeting again today. A must-win game for the Brahmas. If they don't win this game, the South Division is pretty much wrapped up with Houston and Arlington kind of running away with this. So, must-win game for the Brahmas here. And the possible debut of Kurt Benkert. He's not going to start today, but apparently he might play. He might play. We will see. But with that being said, my name is Derek and I thank you for tuning in on this Sunday afternoon. This is the only game of the day. Again, the final game of Week 6 is a Monday Night Football game, the big one. Houston against DC, the top 2 teams in the league. That's tomorrow night at 6:45 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. This game right here is on ABC. So, with that being said, if you have any questions for me at all, just fire away in the chat. I'll be happy to answer. If you want to have your question moved to the front of the queue, we have the donation leaderboard. Otherwise, I'm just going to go in the order that I see the questions. But again, thank you so much for tuning in. This should be a really, really fun stream. Looking forward to it. And should be a fun game. Should be a fun game. We will see. And we're going to start right away with a $10 donation from Weather Chart. Thank you so much for that. Really means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Weather report. Oh, here we go. Perfect day for football in Arlington. That is what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. Pack the sunscreen because it's all sun. 75 degrees with winds north-northeast at 5 miles per hour. That is beautiful. That is some of the best weather we've seen for the XFL all season. I'm looking forward to that. I have San Antonio taking this game, but it's going to be very close. I don't know. I know San Antonio's offense just looked lethargic last time they played Arlington. I've got Arlington in this one. Excuse me, I've got Arlington in this one, but we'll see. I'm rooting for San Antonio in this one just because I want the South Division to be close. I want it to come down to something. I want Kurt Benkert seems to mean something because if Houston and Arlington, they run away with the South Division, the final 4 weeks or so are kind of meaningless in that regard. But thank you so much for the donation. Really, really means a lot to me. And that's great to hear that we have some good weather. Let's do some football. Let's do that football. I would say Gonzaga is just as disappointing as 2010's Aaron Rodgers Packers, but at least they won the Super Bowl in 2010. I can't look. There are 300 some odd teams, 350 some odd teams in college basketball. Do you realize how tough it is to win one? Look, they overperformed their seed line. Look, they were a 3 seed. They made it to the Elite 8. 3 seeds are not supposed to make the Elite 8. They overperformed their seed line. I can't say Gonzaga was disappointing. I can't say it. Maybe it's a bit disappointing the way that all the 1 seeds and pretty much every 2 seed besides Texas lost. It seemed like this was kind of the year that worked out for them. But in the grand scheme of things, most people would take Gonzaga's run over the past decade any day of the week. Which one of the remaining teams will win it all? Whew. Let's go Texas. Let's go Texas. Who was the ultimate underdog in this year's bracket? I would say the team that wasn't even on the bracket to start off. I'd say Fairleigh Dickinson. A 16 seed beating a 1. I think they're the ultimate underdog. It's not FAU. I don't think it's FAU. FAU wasn't an underdog really. FAU, 9 seed, made it to the first Final Four ever in their second tournament appearance ever. Good for them. Honestly, good for them. Great story. Great team. I can't call them a Cinderella. And I said this on my Twitter last night. I can't call FAU a Cinderella. And the reason why, it's simple. They were great all year long. This was a 35-win team that was 13th in the net, that spent half the season ranked inside the top 25, that had some very good quality wins in non-conference play. This was a team that was probably underseeded. They should have been a 6. If you look at their resume, probably should have been a 6. If they were in a power conference, they're probably a 6 with that identical resume. I can't call them a Cinderella. It's a great story. They're a great team. And it's not a disrespect or a knock on FAU at all. It's more of you were so good all season, I can't call you a Cinderella because you were just very, very good. Cinderella, I think of a team that had to back their way in there, that no one gave any chance in the world, that no one knew about, like Fairleigh Dickinson or like Princeton as a 15. I can't really call them a Cinderella. I can't really call them a Cinderella. They were just a very, very good team. I am ready for some football. Yeah, I'd say FDU is the ultimate one. A Monday night party, yes. Monday night party tomorrow night, Houston, DC, the game of the year. They've been advertising that like crazy for the last 2 XFL games. Again, this one is on ABC. This one right now is on ABC. What sounds better, the JG9 Cinematic Universe or the JG9 Video Industrial Complex? I'm always good on Cinematic Universe. I always love Cinematic Universe. Video Industrial Complex just makes it seem like a industry, like a factory, like a warehouse. Cinematic Universe sounds cool. I like the JG9 Cinematic Universe. Makes you think about a player spiking the ball into the ground every play is a legit strategy. I mean, who says it isn't? I literally did a video, Dumb Decisions, where it was a very viable strategy. If they just spiked the ball, it would have been a very viable strategy. I'm going to be honest, the JG9 creation of any mega project sounds very interesting. You and me both. I would love to do some mega projects going forward. Anyone running for president on the Monday Night Party ticket? Just like the MCU had Stan Lee cameos up until his passing, every movie gets its I'm sorry, what? Battle for Texas starts now. Yeah, Houston's in the chat. Houston's in the chat. Who will win? I think it's going to be Arlington. I think Arlington wins. There should be a spiked ball into the ground on every single play in every movie. That'd be interesting how you integrate that in. But you can make it work. You can make it work. If San Antonio... Oh, that is a phenomenal pun. That is a phenomenal pun. Oh, man. If San Antonio loses, with all due respect to Mary J. Blige, no more Brahma. That is beautiful. Oh, I'm jealous I didn't come up with that. That is beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. Happy Streamy Sunday, Jag. Happy Streamy Sunday to you, too. It's a perfect day to boost your FICO score with your rent. FAU San Diego State Final Four matchup. That'd be nice. That would be nice. I'm kind of hoping Creighton loses just because I need their assistant coach to join my team as quickly as possible. And the longer they stay in, the more it means they can't be there just yet. But yeah, some news broke last night, and I'm really, really excited about that. I think that's a phenomenal hire. Phenomenal hire. Is Ty Montgomery Bear as a running back or tight end? And why did he keep his number 88 when before 2021 running backs were obliged to certain numbers? I think he got grandfathered in. He got grandfathered in at one position. If you change positions, you can keep your number that way. I would say he's better as a running back. I would say he's a bit better as a running back. Should Orlando fire Terrell Buckley? Oh, he's terrible. He called a play-action pass on 4th and 10 yesterday with 8 seconds left and no timeouts at the 25-yard line. As if anyone was going to bite. As if anyone was going to bite. Best 8-18 ever. Ooh. The Bengals were 8-8 back in '85, right? Bengals. No, they were 7-9. Oh. Oh wait, 89. 89. Yeah, 89 Bengals. 89 Bengals were 4th in points scored, 7th in points allowed. They had some great games. They had a 56-point game against Tampa and a 61-point game against Houston. I think the 89 Bengals are the best A&A team ever. They might have been the best team of the AFC, honestly, that year. They might have been the best team of the AFC. They were better than Pittsburgh, and they made the playoffs. Cincinnati got a point differential of plus 119 that year. That was the second best in the AFC, third best in the NFL. They didn't make the playoffs. I'd say the 89 Bengals are the best A&A team ever. They were great all the way around. I don't know how they missed. Honestly, I don't know how the Bengals missed the playoffs in '89. That team had no business missing the playoffs. Am I going to get Hank Williams Jr. to do the intro for the stream tomorrow? If I make enough money that I can have him do a cameo or something, by all means. Mike Tirico will be live on location to cover the opening ceremony of the 2024 Olympics. Then a few years later, he'll be on location to cover... Wow, he's going to make that flight from Paris to Tahiti and what? Wow. Are the surfers going to even be at the opening ceremonies? That stinks for them. I really hate that. I really hate the fact that the surfing competition is taking place in Tahiti. I don't know why. It bothers me a lot that it's not taking place in France. It bothers me a lot. It should all take place in the same country. Yeah, I was even thinking about 8 teams to make the playoffs. I was thinking 8 teams to miss the playoffs. Yeah, 8 teams to make the playoffs is a bit of a concern. All right, the game is officially on. ABC just flipped over, so that game is on right now. Hasn't started yet, but I think we'll get a Battle of Florida title game. I got Texas making it, so I don't think so. But I could easily see. I think if San Diego State plays Florida Atlantic, I think San Diego State wins. I think if Creighton plays, I think FAU wins. The fact that UConn's men's basketball team made the Final Four while the women's team snapped to 14 consecutive Final Fours is crazy. Yeah, I mean, the women's team has not been great this year. The women's team is getting by on name alone. I'm not saying they weren't good this year, but they were kind of overseeded. They had consecutive losses at one point. They did not look sharp at all. This was the worst UConn team in a while. I'm not surprised in the slightest bit. I had UConn losing in the Sweet 16. I was not surprised at all in the slightest bit with that. Should Orlando fire Terrell Buckley? I mean, they should. They should. He's terrible. He has no idea what he's doing. I don't think they're going to this season because you want to keep costs down. At this point, it's a lost cause to fire him. But at the end of the season, yeah, absolutely. Especially if they relocate, start fresh, new identity, new coach. Terrell Buckley has shown nothing whatsoever. Nothing at all. Who should take over as the interim for Buckley? Again, I don't think they're going to fire Buckley. I would assume if you have an interim, you go on the defensive side. To be honest, what team has the best shot of winning the XFL title this year? Is there a team you're rooting for? Not really rooting for any team. I just like watching good football. I don't have a favorite team. There's no team in any market close to me, so I have no favorite team. It's kind of nice that way. Kind of nice just being able to watch and not be stressed out. Very different from the NFL. What team is the best shot? I would say Houston right now. I would say Houston. I really like what Silvers is doing at quarterback. Obviously, they have a great coaching staff. They're very well balanced. I like what Houston's doing. I'm on my cruise right now. I was off my cruise about 3 weeks ago. I got back from my cruise on the 12th? Yeah, I got back on the 12th. So, not all. I mean, if this was my cruise room, this is quite the nice cruise room, and they customized it way too much for me. Yeah, no, I'm not on my cruise. I had a great time on my cruise, but that was about 3 weeks ago. Renegades have a good shot winning today? Yeah, I think so. Look, they won last week against the Brahmas, so I could see them doing it again. Attendance doesn't look great. Attendance does not look great. The lower bowl, see a lot of empty seats. Again, perfect weather. There's no real excuse for this one. We'll see. How about the 96 Bengals started 1-6 and exploded for a 7-2 finish under Bruce Coslet for an 8-8 finish. Offense was top 5 in the entire league. That's a good pick. The 8-9 Bengals were more consistent all the way through. I think that's why I'm going them. But in terms of hottest teams to finish 8-8, they're definitely up there. When I think of Tahiti, I think of Red Dead Redemption 2. It's funny, when I think of Tahiti, I think of the 2013 Confederations Cup, when they somehow won Oceania, somehow beat out New Zealand for Oceania, and you had just a bunch of regular workers and a bunch of people who soccer was their second job for a living, playing up against Spain. And like the first 30 minutes of that game, it was scoreless. I was like, no way. And then they actually scored a goal. I think it was against Mexico. And that was just such a great moment. That's what I think when I think of Tahiti. I think of the 2013 Confederations Cup. What would your reaction be if the XFL halftime show was a mascot race? How furious would I be? I wouldn't be furious about that. I wouldn't be furious at all about that. You gotta do something. All right, Brahmas are going to start this ball. They're fielding it at the 4-yard line. They're going to fake a reverse play, and they get some yards out of it. They fake the reverse. Goes out to the 34-yard line. So that is where the Brahmas and company will start off. It's going to be Jawan Pass who's the new starting quarterback. We saw Jack Cohn. We saw Reed Sinnett. And now it's Jawan Pass making his season debut. His season debut for the Brahmas. Again, if you were seeing the things on the bottom of the screen, we have 3 red boxes indicating 3 timeouts. You have a blue box indicating the challenge. You can challenge anything you want. And again, this game's on ABC. I am legally not allowed to show this game. So this is how it's going to be. Under center, 2 on the far side, 1 on the near side. It's a handoff to start off. Gain of, let's say 4. Let's see where they mark this. I think they're going to give him 5. Again, Kurt Benkert was just signed by the Brahmas. He's not expected to play this week. Or start this week, obviously. Jawan Pass is starting. But he is expected to start next week. That is according to what Tom Grossi said on Clickbait this past Wednesday. All right, second down, they're just going to hand it off. I'm assuming this is going to be a strategy. Don't let pass do a whole lot. He's kind of the third quarterback that they've had all season. His season debut. Want to ease him into the end. Don't let him throw a whole lot. That run gets about 4 yards as well, so 3rd and 2. Ball at the 42-yard line. Will Colorado be a ranked team this year? No. No, I think Deion Sanders' experiment is going to be terrible. Paige Becker's story, see how they heard from that. Yeah, I mean, she's one of the best players in the country. Probably besides Iowa's. I don't know why I'm blanking on her name. Besides Iowa, the star in Iowa, Beckers is probably the best player in the country. And that was definitely a huge blow to them. It was definitely a huge blow. That handoff goes to Patrick, and once again, gets some yards, good for a first down. So 3 plays where the quarterback is under center, and they get the first down out of it. Play action, pass. Unable to pass that one as he goes down, sacked on the play. And taking him down is number 45, Will Clark. So they try the play action. And no one's biting. And we have an injured Brahma on the field. Hate to see it. It is Ja'Kai Baker, who is the injured Brahma. So we're going to see a bit of a stoppage in the action. Again, 13 minutes left. It just started. I think they hand off to Patrick. And right tackle just gets blown by Rubens Joseph. I don't know what the right pronunciation is on that one. But it's actually, my depth chart is 275s. My depth chart has 275s. So that is not Baker, that is Tahima, who is the injured Brahma. My apologies for that. My depth chart is the depth charts are very weird. The depth charts I have are very, very weird. This one is 275s. This one, I mean, Banker is on this depth chart, but so it's updated, but that one is 275s on the offensive line. Tahiti had an overwhelming support, most likely by the Surfers, and French Polynesia is under France control. Yeah, but, I mean, it's halfway around the world. It'd be like if for LA we did the surfing competition in Guam. Would it bother you if the Olympics took place in 2 different states like Poland and Moscow? No, that wouldn't bother me. That would not bother me. If they're close by, it doesn't bother me. Even multiple countries, like if Seattle, Vancouver, if they wanted to co-host an Olympics, I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to that at all. If they're close by. It's more of just don't do it halfway around the world. Why is it that the BC Lions are the only CFL team to play indoors when every other team plays in frigid conditions when seasons end? That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. Why BC has a dome? I don't know the answer to that question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how often do I watch the Olympics? And would you take the chance to live stream some events if I had the chance to? 10. I will watch every event that I possibly can. I have a bunch of TVs. I set up for multicasts for the NFL on Sundays and for college football on Saturdays. For the Olympics, I'll do a multicast of every single event possible. I watched just about every event that took place for the Tokyo Olympics and for the Winter Olympics. Because I'm a night owl, so it actually kind of worked out perfectly. Time zone-wise, it actually kind of worked out. I got to see most of the events that way. Would I live stream some events? If I had an Olympic channel, I would. I might do an Olympic channel, an Olympic sports channel. I might do that. That might be next on expansion. We'll see. What city hosted the equestrian competition? I know the answer to that. That one's Stockholm. I know the answer to that question. That one's Stockholm. That's why I hate it. Stockholm hosted that. Pass has to be the best in the league. It's the name to be the best in the league. I mean, if he played any other position, he'd be a disappointment. You gotta play quarterback if your last name is Pass. Halftime Crane leads 33-28. Yep. I'm watching that on my second TV. That's on CBS. This game's on ABC. Banker is a super likable guy. Watching his chats with Rossi, kind of where I found a pro athlete through YouTuber. Oh yeah, Banker's super nice. Banker is he seems like a great guy. He seems like an absolutely great guy. don't think anyone thinks he's got anything bad to say about Benkert. He seems like a really, really great guy. Not sure how he is as a quarterback necessarily, but, I mean, no one's got a bad thing to say about him. So Brahmas have Cone and Sinet out. Ballage is out, although I'm not sure that's a huge loss, considering how bad Ballage has played. 3 wide receivers out. Norman Price is out. They just lost another player. I mean, they are decimated with injuries. 2nd 15, miscommunication on the screen pass. No one on the same page there whatsoever. Landon Akers, the intended target, but he wasn't looking. He was thinking he was going to block. Miscommunication there. So Pass's first pass is an incomplete pass. Hope everyone is good today. I'll be back after the Green Bay versus Massachusetts Indoor Football League game ends. Oh, that's awesome. Have a great time. If you ever have that game, have a great time. I love indoor football. Used to go to all the New York Dragons games when it used to be. If the Panthers and the Jaguars both made it to the Super Bowl 96, who do you think would have won? I think Carolina probably would have won. 3rd and 14, just going to check it down on an angle route. Patrick gets enough that you might think about this. Patrick got enough on the angle route that you might think about this. It's 4th and 3. Again, touchbacks go to 35. It's 4th and 2 is where they're going to mark it. So they're in Arlington territory. You're past midfield. You're 1 and 4. Patrick's been running the ball pretty well all day. Do you go for it? They're taking Patrick off to the sideline. Or at the very least, try and draw him offside. The pass is on the sideline. So I think they are going to punt this one away. But again, I don't get it. Why not just try and draw him offside? Worst case scenario, take that away of the game. 4th and 2, Brad Wayne going to punt this one away. The one thing that can't happen is it goes into the end zone. And sure enough, this ball goes into the end zone. Terrible coaching. Terrible coaching all the way around. That's a net of 13 yards. I wonder why the Brahmas are 1 and 4? I mean, come on. 4th and 2. You don't go for it in opposing territory, and on top of that, you don't try and draw them offside. You might be able to get a free 5 yards out of it. What's the worst that can happen? You get a delay of game, you get a false start, all right, back up 5 yards, you have more punting room. Unbelievable. Kyle Sloter going to start a QB for the Renegades here. That is just, tell you, the coaching in this league by the players who have no coaching experience whatsoever has been terrible. Absolutely awful. It's one of the turnoffs of this league. The coaching has been terrible. Nice tackle there behind the line of scrimmage. Handoff goes to Smith, and a nice play there to tackle him behind the line of scrimmage. Couldn't quite tell who it was that made that play. And the depth chart for San Antonio was all sorts of messed up because of how many injuries they have. 2nd and 14, loss of 4 on the play. Both a 31-yard line. Sloter, former Jaguar, takes a snap, hands it off to Smith. That one goes nowhere. Bottled up at the line. I think it was the same guy that made the play earlier, Delonte Scott, number 45. So gain of 1. So back-to-back runs going nowhere for the Renegades, and they're faced with 3rd and 13. This will be a very quick drive on their first series of the game. Does Nebraska have a snowball's chance in Tampa of finishing at least 500? Honestly, Matt Rule's been great everywhere he's been as a college coach. Wouldn't shock me. Wouldn't shock me. What sport would Moscow or Pullman pick for the Olympics? Rock climbing, but you climb the Kibbe Dome. That's the thing. You speed climb the Kibbe Dome. 3rd and 13. Sloter, he's got time. He fires past the sticks. Great coverage on the play. Incomplete pass. Let's make sure I don't get called for taunting there. It's Rook Barku, the former San Diego cornerback. Former Jaguar undrafted free agent. Nice diving pass breakup there. It's the highest paid undrafted free agent in Jaguars history at the time. So 3 and out for the Renegades. They're going to punt this one away. So when Marquette King punts this one, had probably the best punt in XFL history last week against the Brahmas, where he pinned him at the 5-yard line. Fielded at the 18, so the 20 to the 25 and down at the 30-yard line. Return on the play there by Terrell Bonds. So Brahmas will start their second drive at the 30-yard line. And again, you see on the screen right now, if you're watching on ABC, Houston, D.C., two best teams in the XFL. 4-1, 5-0. A big game for D.C. in particular because that North Division is very, very tight. Seattle's 4-2, St. Louis is 4-2. Only the top two teams in each division make the playoffs, so that could be a dogfight. Pass going down again. That's his second time he's been sacked today. Give a sack there to Devontae Lambert. Devontae Lambert brings him down at around the 25-yard line. So we see the Renegades' strategy. It is force pressure, bring the heat, make pass as uncomfortable as possible. 6 minutes into the game, he's already been sacked twice. Could Green Bay get an NHL team? Probably not, but I could see Milwaukee getting one. 3 seconds on the clock. Pass. Triple pumps and fires past the sticks. It is caught. It is caught for a first down. Catch on the play there made by T.J. Vasher at the 47-yard line. Gain of 21. Good for a first down. Pass hesitated a lot there. Did a triple pump and then found Vasher toward the sideline. Nice catch there by Vasher, absorbing the contact, holding on to the ball. Gain of 21. Good for a Brahmas first down. They're going to mark at the 48-yard line now. They haven't given it to Patrick a lot lately. Even though the first drive they gave it to him 3 times and he got yards all 3 times. That one they finally do give to Patrick, but he only gets a yard there. I think they were kind of reading my mind there on that one. And we are midway through the first quarter. It's 0-0. A must-win game for San Antonio. If you're just joining us, must-win game for the Brahmas. They're 1-4. The Renegades are 3-2. In that South Division, Houston's pretty much got a spot on lockdown. They're 4-1. So if San Antonio loses this game and they drop to 1-5, they're 3 back with 4 to play, and they don't have the tiebreaker against Arlington because head-to-head's the first tiebreaker. Their season is pretty much over. If they can survive this game and get into the Kurt Benkert starting next week, they might have a shot. But they need to win this game. Screen pass gets about 3 yards there. Catch there made by Landon Akers, who did not have acres of room to run, as the Renegades kind of shut him down. Add snowball fighting to the Olympics. Honestly, I'm totally down for snowball fighting. I'm totally down for snowball fighting. The sport that I want to see in the Winter Olympics, like legit, is bandy. That's the one I want to see. Because right now, the Olympic Stadium, it's only used for the opening and closing ceremonies. You need like an actual sport in there to make it worth the investment. I think that could work. Angle route is caught by Akers, and that time he has tons of acres to run. He goes down to the 25-yard line. I'm going to make that punt quite a few times today. Akers has been targeted 3 times today. 2 catches, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. They try that angle route with Patrick on 3rd down on the last drive. They try it here. So we see the strategy. 3rd down, try an angle route over the middle. It's going to be there. I got about 12 yards with Patrick on the first drive. Got about 25 yards or 21 yards there. And just like that, they were in Renegades territory at the 26-yard line. Pass in the shotgun. First down, false start. False start on the play. False start on the play. It looked like Joseph got called for a false start. And our offensive line is a bit shaken up. So, it's number 77, Chidi Okiki. So my apologies there. So back about 5 yards. Remember, this is a makeshift offensive line. Price got injured. So he's not playing. Norman Price, maybe their best lineman. He's out. They also lost Tahima on the first drive, so you're going to see some miscommunications every now and then. 3 on the near side, 1 on the far side. Hand off to Patrick. Oh no, he's keeping it. Pass is keeping it. He slides down around the 22-yard line. They get some of that yardage back and then some. Pass runs on that one. Picks up about 9. 2nd and 6. Let's see. Do you think any of these cities in North America will host an Olympics? Minneapolis, Toronto, Winnipeg, Seattle, Dallas, Edmonton, Boston. Seattle I could see. Toronto I could see. I'm not sure about the others. Maybe Minneapolis for a winner. Maybe. Yeah, I don't think Boston's ever getting one after that whole fiasco. Empty backfield. Pass. They're rushing 3. He senses the pressure. He steps up. He runs, and he gets down to the 13-yard line. So once again, another gain of 9. Pass using his legs. Picks up the first down. They only send 3. Everyone's covered. And actually, some good pressure there. Cheaty got beat, number 77. Rough drive for him. Got called for a false start, and he just got beat there. But nice way to pass to step up, sense it. They figured now Arlington's going to put a spy on pass. All right, Patrick was lined up in the backfield. Now he's motioned out wide. Empty backfield. 4 on the line. 5 wide for the Brahmas. 1st and 10. Play clock at 1. Gets rid of it. Screen pass to Patrick. That gets blown up. Absolutely blown up on the play. Donald Payne bringing the pain. Terrible blocking attempt there by Elise Mack, the tight end. That screen pass goes absolutely nowhere. Loss of 2. Donald Payne was a house of pain on that one. He's going to be jumping around after blowing him up in the backfield like that. 2nd and 12. We have to disqualify Bumper Pool for the great name of the draft because he legally changed that. Oh, he legally changed it? Oh, that doesn't count then. That doesn't count. That kind of takes the authenticity of it. Play clock's at 0. They got to get this off or burn a timeout. And the flag came out. I don't think Ward signaled timeout. So move him back 5. We'll see what they call here. We'll see what they call. Did they get the timeout off in time? They're backing up. It looks like they did not. So delay of game penalty. Mavericks are falling apart. Yeah, I mean, is anyone surprised? Who thought that trading for Kyrie would be a bad idea? Besides, I don't know, he's literally broken every team he's been with. Who would have thought that would have worked? Never should have got rid of Brunson. Never should have got rid of Brunson. Quick little pass to Patrick to get some of that yardage back. Down to the 11-yard line. 3rd and 9, let's say. On the top of the Olympics, Reebok had egg on their face when half of the Dan and Dave campaign failed to qualify for the team. Yeah, that's a legendary fail. The other fail was, what was it, McDonald's in '84? When they had that promotion and the Soviet Union didn't qualify for they boycotted the Olympics. So the USA won so many medals. They lost so much money on that. That punt had a surrender index of 99.9. Yes, it did. Going to the end zone, that is way off the mark. Way off the mark. Intended target on the play was C.J. Vasher, who had a big catch earlier. But they're unable to get anything going. They get into the red zone, but then the screen pass got blown up. Delay of game penalty. Actually, that crowd does look pretty full. Honestly, on that side, it looks fuller than I thought. Maybe it was a late arriving crowd. Because the lower bowl actually kind of looks pretty full. Field goal attempt by John Parker Rowland, maybe the best kicker in the XFL. 29-yard kick to get the Brahmas on the board. Low snap, but he's able to recover and drills it. Low snap by Rex Sunahara, no problem. 3-0 Brahmas. They got on the board to start with 1:46 left in the first quarter. San Antonio leads this one 3-0 in a must-win game in the Battle of Texas. Have to win it to keep their season alive. And then it gets very interesting from that point on. All right, let's see some of these questions in the chat. This is the first time I've ever seen you. You look like a picture of you. I'm not sure if that's a compliment or not, but thank you. C.J. Vasher once played across the street from the stadium at Jerry World. Oh, yes, he did. Yes, he did. Fresno should be in talks of being a pro team because of a bigger city population in Sacramento. Yeah, I think the problem is that there's so many teams in California, they might already have their allegiances. But Fresno could get a team in, like MLS, I think Fresno would be a great market for a team. They already support their team pretty well in USL, I believe. Mavericks are about to lose back-to-back games. Oh, they're losing right now? Wait, they're losing again to the Hornets? I know they lost on Friday to the Hornets. Are they going to lose again? No way they lost again. They got swept by the Hornets. No way. Oh, my God. Oh my goodness, I'm loving this. I am so worried though because I think Kyrie's going to leave the team after this, and I don't want him to join the Suns. I don't want KD to advocate for him to join the Suns. Speaking of which, Suns looked phenomenal yesterday. Terrence Ross, what a pickup he's been. That was a big win for the Suns. We needed that one because it was looking dicey for the to avoid the playing game. But that was a big one, and KD's coming back this week, so I'm looking forward to it. Pass is looking good so far. He can run. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. How about the Olympics in Miami? It'd be chaotic. But I could see it. Should the Mavs fire Kidd? 100% they should fire Kidd. He's been a terrible coach for morale, a terrible coach strategy-wise and rotation-wise everywhere he's been. He was terrible in Milwaukee. I don't get why Kidd keeps getting jobs. Favorite Simpsons episode? I'd probably say Itchy and Scratchy and Poochie. I'd probably go with that one. Great episode. I will say in the next JG7 video, we start off with a Simpsons reference. On the baseball channel, the next video, we do start off with a Simpsons reference. Kyrie should go to the Suns. No. I don't want him on the Suns. I do not want him on the Suns. He is a cancer everywhere he's been. His views on the Jewish population are terrible and despicable. I don't want Kyrie anywhere near the Suns organization. I don't want him anywhere near them. Should St. Louis host the Olympics? They already did once. Yeah, but that was in 1904. It was very different. I don't think they have the infrastructure to do it. Their Futurama episode and character. Ooh. I don't have a favorite episode. Friday's great, but I don't have a favorite episode. Kickoff by Parker Romo. Fielded at the 6-yard line. Turn to the 10, to the 20. Spin move down at the 24-yard line. The kickoff return there on the play by number 26, Letty Brown. That's where they're going to start this drive. Kyrie has said no fired into the sun. Maybe I would not be opposed to that. Kyrie's probably going to the Lakers. As if I need another reason to hate the Lakers. Oh, that would be hysterical. That would be amazing. Look, Kyrie blew up Cleveland. He blew up Boston. He blew up Brooklyn. He's kind of blowing up Dallas right now. I don't want Kyrie anywhere near the Suns. First attempt at 24. Out route. Gets a few yards, but not a whole lot. Catch on the play there made by, it looked like Sal Cannella. Sal Cannella, and tackle there by Tenny Adewuzi. They think LeBron's done for this year. No, why would he be done? He's going to play at minimum until his son gets into the NBA. At minimum, he's going to play until that. He's not done after this year. I mean, when he's at his peak, he's still a top 5 player in the NBA. He's still one of the best. Pitch play goes absolutely nowhere. Blown up. The Brahmas run defense has come to play today. Blown up there by number 15. But I don't have a 15 on my depth chart, so I can't say who it was. But loss of 1. Another run that goes nowhere. If Kyrie comes to the Lakers, then pray for me. 3rd and 8. This might be the final play of the first quarter. 1 in the backfield, 3 wide. Slaughter. Back to pass. Brahmas rush 4. Steps up, fires toward the sticks, and that is incomplete once again. Luke Barku with the pass breakup. There was a flag on the play, though. There was a flag on the play. We'll see what this was. I did not see it in the secondary. It's holding. It's holding on the Renegades. That will be declined. Luke Barku with his second pass breakup of the game. And the Renegades once again go 3 and out. Luke Barku has come to play today for the Brahmas when they need him most. Second half is also started on CBS. Creighton San Diego State's 33-32 in that game. Blue Jays lead by 1. Yeah, this game does look well attended. I'd wager about 15,000 there. I'd say 15,000. We'll see. They do get the punt off before the end of the first quarter. It's a bit of a short one. Not a lot of hang time. Fielded at the 31-yard line. Fielded by Terrell Bonds. And he's got room on the sideline. To the 40. Out of bounds at the 36-yard line of the Renegades. But there was a flag on the play. This is coming back. This is coming back. Terrell Bonds. Heck of a return from the 31 to the 36, but this is probably coming back. Where do we see the Vipers moving next season? San Diego. San Diego. They might not move if they can get to Allegiant. If they can get to Allegiant Stadium, they might not move. But if they can't get to Allegiant, they're moving. It's holding on the Brahmas. We'll see where they mark it. But that's the end of the first quarter. A must-win game for San Antonio, and they've come to play on the road so far. Is Ward going to challenge this? They just showed the challenge referee. They're not cutting to commercial. Is Heinz Ward going to challenge this? Hang on a sec. We're not going to commercial just yet. Is he going to challenge whether it was holding on the play? I'm not sure. Why can't I use Sam Boyd? There's a non-compete clause. Sam Boyd, because they built Allegiant, there's something in the contract that they legally cannot use Sam Boyd. Sam Boyd's just sitting there. KSU was probably angered when they read the script. Probably looked up. Yeah, probably very, very angry when they read that script. Like, really, we gotta do this again? How many times you gotta say the same movie? I think South Florida's higher. I think it's a good move. Look, Tennessee's offense was great this season. Tennessee's offense was phenomenal this season with Hooker. Before he got injured, Hooker might have been the favorite for the Heisman. What would Malcolm Butler look like if he walked the streets of Seattle? I would hope that they would have forgiven him by this point, but he would not be good, I'll tell you that much. If someone wore a customized OKC Thunder Malcolm Butler jersey to Seattle, they need multiple bodyguards. Multiple. Kyrie's not going to get kicked out of the NBA. Kyrie's not going to get kicked out. He should, but he won't be. Why is Cashman allowed to be used for football and soccer, though? I think that's different because Sam Boyd is mainly a football stadium. Cashman was always a baseball stadium. And you can't kick all the teams out. Like, it's not like if they couldn't use Cashman for football and soccer, they have to move all the teams out of Vegas. The thing was that with Sam Boyd, UNLV now plays at Allegiant, so I think that's why. Yeah, we'll see where they mark this ball. We'll see if they challenge this. But it is the second quarter. Brahmas are up 3-0. Juwan Pass using his legs a lot. Let's see the stats from the first quarter. Renegades do not have a first down. Juwan Pass 6 for 8, 64 yards. He's got 2 carries for 19 yards. Landon Akers doing some damage. 2 catches for 24 yards. For the Renegades, a bit of rough one for Slaughter. 2 for 4, -1 yards. Davion Smith, 2 carries, no yards. So Renegades right now have negative yardage on the day. Donald Payne has 5 tackles, so he's been very good at that linebacker spot. Very, very good at that linebacker spot. All right, so now on my depth chart now, number 15 is Jordan Williams. All right, so that is... Kurt Benkert is in, folks. Kurt Benkert is in the game. Someone inform Grassi. Kurt Benkert is officially in the game for the Brahmas. Pass is out for this drive, at least, maybe for a few plays. After a good first quarter, Kurt Benkert is in the game at the 28-yard line. Here we go, folks. Kurt Benkert making his debut. Handoff, Patrick, or John Hillman, rather. Gain of 1. Hang on, let me, hang on. Second and 10. Benkert, his first pass as a Brahma, and, miscommunication there. We'll just leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. TJ Vasher, the intended target. I think they were on 2 different pages. Vasher ran a comeback route. Banker thought it was a fly route. Send the rocket flare for Grossi. I just informed Grossi on Twitter. Kurt Benkert is officially in the game. We'll see if Grossi does an emergency stream. Oh, Grossi's watching. Grossi's watching on his Twitter. 3rd and 10. Benkert scrambles. He's going to try to use like spin move. Oh, Benkert with the wheels. I mean, he doesn't get much. He gets down to the 34-yard line. But Benkert with the wheels trying to spin move. I'm not sure why they put Benkert in with the way Pass was playing, but he'll probably just get a few drives. 4th and 5. So they go 3 and out on Benkert's first series. Benkert goes 0 for 1. And it's a nice little 5-yard gain on that run. But 3 and out. Danny Hurley's in the Final Four, and Arizona State stuck with the other Hurley. I mean, I'm fine with Bobby Hurley. I'm fine with him at ASU, but it's funny how that works. They fake the reverse. San Antonio tried faking the reverse earlier. Now Arlington trying to fake reverse of their own. No one's biting. So he gets brought down at the 11-yard line. The 11-yard line. Return on the play there, and there's a flag on the play, so we'll see what this flag is. Return on the play by Joe Powell. Let's see where they mark this. Who is Kurt Benkert? Kurt Benkert was a former Packers quarterback who used to do a show with Tom Grossi where he would talk about the Packers after each week. So he is he's big in the YouTube community, on the sports YouTube community. An eligible man downfield on the Brahmas, so we're gonna do this again. So that great coverage was all for nothing. What time will the NFL put Jets Bills on next year? It depends if they get Rodgers. If they get Rodgers, that's a Monday night game if I've ever seen one. If they get Rodgers, that's a Monday night football game. Or you could do that Sunday night football to start the season off. So 4th and 10, ball back to the 29-yard line after the ineligible man downfield. The story no one is telling me is Rod Woodson and Hines were both sucking as head coaches and suck to say. I mean, I'm not surprised. They've both been terrible. Punt is fielded at the 27-yard line. He's got some room, 40, and down at the 44-yard line. Nice punt return there by the Renegades. It was number 16 on the return, Rennell Hall. Running down the hall on that one to the 44-yard line. And now Drew Plitt is in. Did not play the last 3 games, but he did start the first 2 games of the season for the Renegades. So both teams making quarterback changes. Pass out for Benkert and Slaughter after a rough first quarter where they had no negative yardage and no first downs. Drew Plitt is back in. Plitt looking for the out route at first, goes through his reads, tries to hit a second read, and incomplete pass. Caleb Vander actually intended target. Throw is a bit low. So 2nd and 10 at the 44-yard line. What will happen if Rodgers stays with the Packers? They're not going to play him. It's going to be Jordan Love's team. If Rodgers stays with the Packers, he's going to be on the inactive list or something. He's not going to play. Jordan Love's got the wheels. The team won't be demoralized. It's going to be Jordan Love the rest of the way. 2nd 10. Handoff goes to Smith, and he gets some yards, gets about 2 yards on the play. Not a whole lot. Texans Jaguars with a Sunday night game. Oh, not a chance in the world. Not a chance in the world at the Sunday night game. The Jaguars have not had a Sunday night game since 2008. You think they're going to put the Texans on Sunday night football against the Jags? Now, I think we get a Sunday night game. Don't get me wrong. I think we get a Sunday night game. But I think it'll be against the Bengals. We're not getting one against the freaking Texans. We're not getting one against the Texans. 3rd and 7. Plitt to the sticks, and that is caught. Nice grab on the play coverage there by Anthony Tassada. Brandon Arconado makes the grab. First down of the game for the Renegades. It's been a rough one offensively. But they're in Brahmas territory at the 43-yard line. Yeah, Texans will get one game next year. It'll be Thursday Night Football. That will be what they get. We'll get a Thursday night game against the Colts, and that's it. Flick going deep. Oh, he misfired badly. Oh, he had on the inside post route, he had a guy wide open. Intended for Sal Cannella, he had a guy wide open. Could have been a touchdown. We'll be the Jets QB if it's not Rodgers. Oh man, at that point you just gotta hope for the best. If it's not Rodgers, I don't know who it's gonna be, honestly. I don't know who it could possibly be. How do I say the Bears doing wild card? I know I'm not sold on Eberflus. They did a decent job in the offseason, I will say that, but I like Fields obviously, but I know they got a lot of work to do. Probably a 5-win team. Probably 5-win. Full start on the Renegades, so back them up 5. Thoughts on flex schedule. If that Sunday game happens, I'll go back and remember this video. Now look, if that's like Sunday Night Football for the division title, that's different. But they're not going to schedule Texans Jags for Sunday Night Football. That is ratings suicide if they do that. That is ratings suicide. 2nd and 15. Hits his man over the middle. Davion Smith. They get some of that yardage back down to the 42-yard line. Is it every team guaranteed a primetime game each season? Yes. And that is why the Texans will get a Thursday Night Football game. Thoughts on flex scheduling? The flex schedule would only be weeks 14 through 18. I think that's what it would be. Yeah, Wentz. Yeah, Wentz would be the starting quarterback. That's what it would be. I keep forgetting he's still a free agent. Flex schedule, I think, is terrible for Thursday Night Football. I think it's terrible. I think every team deserves a primetime game at least once. I think on top of that, as Plitt fires way short of the sticks, an easy tackle there on the play. There is a flag. Where is the flag from? Is it in the secondary? Is it on the line? We'll see. Tackle there made by Cameron Kelly. It's holding on the Renegades. Willie Beavers, so they'll decline that penalty. 4th and 7. What's the wide receiver going to the Jets? Just straight compensation. It's just straight compensation. Oh, they're accepting the penalty? Wait. They're accept. No. That has to be a graphic error. They're not accepting the penalty. Yeah. Thank you. I was about to blow a casket. Thank you. That's a graphic error. Thank you. Good job, ESPN. Good job. That was a graphic error. I was going to say, why would you accept the penalty? It's 4th and 7. They're going to punt the ball away. Yeah, I think flex scheduling for Thursday night, it messes up with the fans. It messes with the players and their health. I hate it. I would absolutely hate it. I think Texans are going to beat the Jags. Look, over the course of 2 games, I could see it. The Texans, for whatever reason, have had Jacksonville's number lately. Granted, Lovie Smith is not there anymore. So, that was really the one concern, was that Trevor Lawrence is never looked good against Houston's defense. But then again, with Lovie Smith not there anymore, I don't know what their defense is going to look like next year. Vikings legend Willie Beavers, who was cut as a 4th-round rookie in camp. That's bad. Fans were trained to decline the penalty. They're 4th and 12 at the 44-yard line. Marquette King punts this one away. Fair catch made at the 11-yard line. Not the best punt, but again, considering the touchback goes to the 35-yard line, not the worst. Fair catch made on the play by Landon Akers. And Benkert is going back into the game. So Benkert with drive number 2. I know Grossi's watching. Is he live streaming this too? Doing an emergency live stream? I might be the only one live streaming this right now. He is not live streaming this. I would assume next week. I would assume that next week. If Benkert is named the starter for sure, I'm assuming that Grossi will do a special live stream and awesome competition. Why did free agency feel more uneventful than last year? Probably because a lot of the weren't really a lot of big names. This was not a great free agency class. There weren't really a ton of receivers, a ton of great running backs. no marquee quarterbacks necessarily. I think that's why. There weren't really a lot of marquee names. CJ Manhurts, he is not on the Jaguars. Where did he go? He's not there anymore. He's on the Broncos now. He's on the Denver Broncos. I'm going to miss him. He was a good blocker. We don't have a blocking tight end. Which kind of stinks. We need to draft one. We need to draft one badly. Because right now, Evan Ingram is just about... Evan Ingram and Luke Farrell, who I like Farrell. I mean, I love Ingram, but they're not blockers. They're receiving tight ends. We need a blocking tight end. Manhurts was very good at that. He was basically a sixth tackle. You know, I'm not saying the Texans aren't going to be better next year. I'm not saying that. I just, I'm looking at our weakness against the Texans has always been defensively. We cannot move the ball in Lovie Smith's defense. Lovie Smith's zone gives Trevor Lawrence nightmares. That is his Achilles heel. He has never looked good against Houston. And now Lovie Smith is no longer there. Don't get me wrong. I am not saying we're going to sweep the Texans. I'm not saying that at all. And if Bryce Young or CJ Stroud, whoever they get a QB, plays well, you never know. What socks do you wear, white or red? Me personally, I wear black socks. What is the worst scheduled primetime matchup in recent years? I was at a game in 2014. The Jacksonville Jaguars were 2-12. They were playing the Tennessee Titans, who were 2-12. Oh, this offseason's been way more uneventful. That is the answer to that question. I was at a game. Jordan Tubman went off. It was a fun game to be at. It was week 16. The Jaguars won 21-13. Jordan Tubman had a phenomenal game that day. And the Jaguars and Titans were a combined 4-24. That's the winner. Oh, that was 9 years ago. Oh my goodness, that was 9 years ago? Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh man, I feel old. I was a senior in high school. I remember going to that game. That was the day before winter break. Handoff goes to Patrick. Start this drive at around the 12-yard line. They get about 5 yards there. And Kurt Benkert is in the game at QB. I think like Bryce Young is going to be generational like Trevor Lawrence. He's not generational. We overuse that word. I'll put it this way. If you're the number 2 pick in the draft, you're not a generational talent. A prospect, I mean. If you're the number 2 pick in the draft, you are not a generational prospect. At QB. If another QB is going ahead of you, you are not a generational prospect. We need to be very careful how we use that word. Generational prospects at QB, there have been 3 in the last 35 years. Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck, Trevor Lawrence. That's it. What if Watson was still in the Texans? Oh, and that's a drop pass. Oh, drop pass there. So another 3 and out. Deion Yelder. Drop that ball. So Benkert still unable to complete a pass. Back-to-back 3 and outs. Do they put, man, it's a catch you got to make. It was a bit out of his region, but you got to make that play. Do they put pass back in? They were moving the ball well with pass. Benkert, back-to-back 3 and outs. Do they make the switch back? I don't know. They might go quarter by quarter. They might do that. Joe Powell back to return. Brad Wing on this punt. 4th and 2, the 20-yard line. I'm not saying Bryce Young won't be good. I'm not saying that. He's going to be a very good quarterback in this league. He's not generational. There have been 3 generational prospects. That's it. Powell, using that spin move a lot, hitting that circle button all the way home, gets down to the 49-yard line. Orlando Pace was the first generational talent. Yeah, I mean, we have a generational talents at different positions. We've had that. Like, I think Robinson could be a generational talent at running back. We haven't had a running back hyped up like him in a while, but we overuse that word a lot. if you're a quarterback and there's a quarterback getting taken ahead of you, you're not a generational talent. Like NBA, generational talents to come out in the draft in the 21st century. It's 3. It's LeBron, it's Zion, it's Wemby. That's it. Fumble! Hang on a second, scoop! Can he score? Jordan Williams! Brahmas get on the board with a touchdown! Jordan Williams, they blow that option play up. Jordan Williams and the Brahmas scoop and score. Silencing the crowd in Arlington. Oh my goodness, what a play. They blew that RPO up. Drew Plitt goes down to the ground. Hit on the play there by Delonte Scott. And Jordan Williams, 49-yard scoop and score. And now the all-important conversion to try and make it a 2-point game. And Hines Ward, he's still got that speed he showed in the NFL. He's sprinting down that sideline. You got to figure they'll just go for 1 here, try and make it a 2-score game. I figure you put pass in there for this conversion. I figure you put pass in there since he can run. They're going to go for 2 from the 5-yard line. No, Cam was not a generational prospect. Yeah, they're putting pass in there. He's firing end zone. That is way off the mark. Generational prospect. Like, obviously, Mahomes is a generational player. He's not a generational prospect. Yeah. Like, if there's a generational prospect once a year, it's not generational. We have to... If Kim won the Super Bowl, he'd be in that conversation. No, that's not the point. It's coming out of college. It's coming out of college. That's not the point. It's like Mahomes. He's a generational player. No one was saying Mahomes was a generational prospect. Generational prospect is a very, very, very niche category of prospects that you use maybe once a decade to describe a player at a position. Cam Newton was not that. Just because you're the number 1 pick doesn't mean you're that. These are the guys that like can't miss, that you know for a fact are going to be good coming in right away, that are pro-ready, that were talked about as the number 1 pick for years and years. Like Trevor Lawrence was talked as the number 1 pick from high school. Oh, no, I didn't answer that one. What if Watson was still in the Texans? Watson was still in the Texans. Well, that's assuming they don't trade him. That's assuming because of the allegations, or they don't suspend him, or they don't cut him, or anything like that. If he was still in the Texans, and they got the number 1 pick, or the number 2 pick rather, they trade that for a king's ransom and get a QB. I think if Watson was still in the Texans, they would still be maybe like a 7-win team. I mean, look, Davis Mills was not great. Is Arch Manning that right now? No, not yet. If he was named Arch Jones instead of Arch Manning, we're not talking about him. Burrow was not generational. Exactly. Burrow was not generational. No. He was a great player coming out. Surefire number 1 pick, not generational. There have only been 3 quarterbacks in the last 35 years to be generational. 3 quarterbacks in the last 35 years. Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck, Trevor Lawrence. It's one of those things you know when you see it. It's one of those things where you're basically, they've been the number 1 pick for years and years. When 4 as well, Watson's best year statistically. That is true, but defensively, look, the Texans have been fine defensively. It's more of with Davis Mills, whoever you were playing on QB was not the guy. Predict the Week 1 primetime games and the 425 national games. All right, let's think about this. Let's think. I'm going under the assumption the Jets get Rodgers when I do this. It's 9-0, 6:33 left in the first half. Again, going under the assumption the Jets get Rodgers. Thursday night, open up the season. You're going to get the Chiefs, and you're going to get the Dolphins. Chiefs-Dolphins opens up the season. 425 national games. Because CBS and Fox each get one. 425 national. We're going to go Cowboys against the Lions, as that goes down to the 15-yard line. No, Cowboys-Lions on Fox. And 425 on CBS. Bengals-Vikings. I know Bengals-Steelers. Let's do that. Bengals-Steelers. Handoff, gain of about 7. So Bengals-Steelers. Let's do that. Sunday night, we'll do Jets-Bills. We'll do that. And Monday Night Football. Or no, Monday night will be Bills-Jets. That's what I mean. Jets-Bills will be Monday night. And Sunday Night Football will do Eagles-Giants. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. Second down, handoff, gets about 2 yards there. So third and about 3. I don't think Davis Mills deserves all the heat he gets. Lovie Smith's offense was trash. Davis Mills, I mean, he was inaccurate. He a lot of checkdowns. He's not mobile. I don't know. Mills was not. It's never it. Third and 4. Play. Fires to the stick, says an easy catch. Arcanado with the grab. Down at the 30-yard line. Much needed first down there after that disastrous last drive. First and 10. Should Antonio Brown play in the XFL? He should seek help. He should not be playing football. He should seek help. He should seek a lot of help. The last thing he needs to be taking more hits. That's the last thing he needs. First and 10. 5 minutes left in the first half. Ball at the 31-yard line. I'm not saying it's not a good backup. But if you started for more than 2 games, you're in trouble. Crawl route over the middle of the field. Once again, Arcanado with the grab. Back-to-back plays go to Arcanado. Back-to-back catches he made. Gain of 7. Eagles-Giants was complete blowout, though. Yeah, that is true, but it's NFC East. It's big markets. David Coley did pretty good. No, David Coley was never qualified to be a head coach in the first place. That time they keep it with Slaughter, and he gets about a yard. Look, Coley was never qualified in the first place. Never qualified in the slightest bit. Coley was a terrible offensive coach everywhere he's been. Never qualified to begin with. He should have been fired after week 2 against the Browns when they had 4th down. They declined the penalty to bring up 4th down and then punted the ball away. It was a terrible, terrible decision. Showed how out of depth he was. Slaughter going deep. Incomplete pass. No flag on the play. Coverage there by Cameron Kelly. Was it Kelly or Bonds? I couldn't tell if that was 2 or 8. But either way, that was Bonds. My apologies. If AB signed with the Jags, I would be kind of furious. He's done so many horrible things, he should not be in the NFL. The last thing we need is someone like AB that could blow it all up. Why the Texans signed Keenum? He's much more backup these days, where he shouldn't be the third string behind Davis Mills and over the Texans draft. Probably could use Mills as trade bait. That's probably why. Plus, you want a veteran presence. That's why. Case Keenum is a veteran presence. Mills isn't really a veteran presence. If you're going to draft a rookie QB, you want a veteran in there that knows the ropes, that can help mentor you. And Case Keenum knows his role in that regard. Why did Tim Tebow fail with the Jags? Was it just a gimmick? Yes, that's why. Because he never played tight end before, and we played him at tight end, and he was terrible. Kyle Slater sucks now. He's one of my favorite USFL QBs last year. I could have told you that. Look, I mean, then again, the last drive was split. But then again, look, Slaughter was, he was terrible with the Jaguars in preseason. He was so bad with the Jaguars this preseason. Oh, Slaughter was back in on that drive. It wasn't blood. All right. Brahmas ball, 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. Who is in a QB? It is Pass in a QB. So after back-to-back 3-and-outs with Benker, they bring Pass back in. It's going to be 2nd and 7 at their own 25-yard line. Why the Texans fire Lovie? Lovie was just a stopgap. He was a stopgap because it was a terrible situation. It was a stopgap option until they were able to draft a QB. He was never going to last more than 1 year. He was always the sacrificial lamb. Always the sacrificial lamb. 2nd and 7. Swing route. Pass goes to Patrick, or Hillman rather. Gain of about 2 on the play. So 3rd and 5, 2:35 left. Each team has all 3 of their timeouts left. Barney is an XFL coach to give everyone equal playing time, and it'd be terrible. It'd be absolutely terrible. Caillou signed with the Jags. I would assume that we did it because it was a Make-A-Wish grant. I'm assuming... I wouldn't get upset because that's what I would assume if we signed Caillou. That's what I would assume. What was rare football, XFL or NFL preseason? I mean, NFL preseason could be a drag. NFL preseason can be an absolute drag. Take it down to the 2-minute warning. How about suing a big bird to play in the NFL? Wait, Brahmas called timeout? Wait, what? Wait, what? What am I missing here? What am I missing? There were 2 minutes on the clock. Why did they call timeout? What am I missing? 2:01. Someone please tell me, was the play clock about to expire? What am I missing that they called timeout right before the 2-minute warning? What on earth am I missing? Unless the play clock was going to expire. I mean, Big Bird's like 8 feet tall. You could probably use him for something. I respect Lovey for giving the middle finger to the Texans by going for 2 against the Colts. As do I. As an AFC South, as a fan of a team in the AFC South, I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, so they called timeout right before the 2-minute warning. I don't know if there was the play clock was about to expire or something. It's a weird timeout to call. San Diego State up by 1, by the way. San Diego State is now taking a 1-point lead on Creighton. Rooting for the Aztecs because I want Creighton's assistant coach to join Highport as quickly as possible. 3rd and 5. Pass. Angle route. Incomplete. Was there PI on the play? There was not. Akers, the intended target. This offense is very, very predictable. Very predictable. 3rd down, they're going to go angle route over the middle. There's going to be someone running an angle route. Very predictable. There's got to be a clock malfunction, too, because there's no way that play only took 1 second. So we'll get that sorted out. 4th and 5, they're going to punt this one away. It was a play clock. Okay, that's why. Okay. All right. That makes more sense then. That makes more sense. Will we ever see a 7-foot-tall NFL player? Yeah, I think so. At tight end, I could see him as like a red zone threat. I don't think you're going to see an effective player at 7 foot, but like every down. But a red zone threat, sign a 7-foot guy and try and use him in the red zone. Yeah, I could see that. Would Oscar the Grouch be a good head coach? He would just call everyone trash, so no one would like playing for him. That's why. All right, 2 minutes left. On CBS, it's 46-45, 46 all now. San Diego State Creighton. We'll commentate that game. Just like we did yesterday. We'll call both games. We'll commentate that game at halftime. Because why not? I know a lot of you are interested in the March Madness action. Stewie Griffin as an NFL head coach. No one will respect him because he's 1 year old. So I think it would not work. It would not work. In the slightest bit. Right, Brahmas is going to punt this ball away. Their offense has been stagnant today. Offense, pass couldn't get anything going there. Benkert's got nothing going this entire game. The touchdown came on a scoop and score. Defense has come to play. But very low scoring game. Oscar as a commentator, same thing. He just called a bunch of plays and people trash. We'll get old after a while. Jaguar Kevin Harlan Gator 9. Calling both games. I've done it before. I've done it before in college. I used to call the action, and then I would watch on my second monitor a bunch of other games taking place around the conference toward the end of the season when seating implications came into play, and I had all these. I went into my dorm room, the common area, and just mapped it on whiteboards and took pictures of every scenario, and it was so much fun. The end of the season was always my favorite part of each year, especially in like soccer and volleyball. I loved some of my favorite memories are just going into the common area and messing around the whiteboard, figuring out all the different scenarios and permutations with how the matchups played out. I had everything down to a science. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. If Trevor was 28 years old like Whedon, where would he have gotten drafted? That's a good question. Top 10? Top 10? Yeah, that's a pretty good thing for Farnsworth. Peter Griffin as an NFL announcer. A lot of flashbacks. The guy runs for 2 yards. That offensive line wasn't effective. That was almost as bad as the time I went to Mexico and forgot my passport. See, a lot of flashbacks. Every play. That's what it would be. 4th and 5, Brad Wing back to punt. 1:57 left. Again, clock rules are normal now. Clock stops on first downs, out of bounds plays, incomplete passes. Great punt there out to the 14-yard line. Did he outkick his coverage? We're about to find out. He did not. Good stuff there. 24-yard line is where the Renegades will start this drive. Sloter back in there at QB. A big game coming up in this one for the Brahmas. They win this one, they keep their season alive. Lose this one, season's over. Brian Griffin as an NFL announcer. We just inject politics into everything and be terrible, but it almost kind of be like a lot of people do right now. Bluey, I have never watched Bluey, so I cannot answer that question. First attempt, the 25-yard line. Arlington wins this game. They have the South Division is pretty much locked up. San Antonio wins this game. You got a shot. Draw play. Davion Smith. That's their best score of the day. Gain of 8 yards on the play. 2nd and 2 at the 33-yard line. Great for the league. Astros 24-1. Whoa. 24-1. Who did the Cardinals play? I didn't even realize that. Handoff to Smith. Blown up. He makes a second effort, though. Second effort. Nice play. Delonte Scott had him in the backfield. But Smith is able to fight for a yard. Harder than 1 yard. 3rd and 1 now. But Smith is down. Renegades call a timeout. They have 1 left. You should check out Blue in your spare time. I have very little spare time, as it is. Yesterday I did 6 hours of streaming, plus put out an NFL video, plus worked on a secret project for someone that you're going to see very, very shortly, and I'll announce it when it happens. Plus I got footage for a JG8 video and did some research for a future JG8 vid. Keith Orban announced a Baseball Classic. It would be painful on the ears. He'd just be complaining the whole time. Stotler and Waldorf as announcers. That could work. Honestly, for a tank bowl, I kind of want to see that. Runner-up that year was Dan Fouts. 3rd and 2. Sloter. Incomplete pass. 3 and out. And you have to wonder, clock management-wise, why did they call timeout there? Why did they call the timeout? Why would you give the Brahmas additional time to work with? Get the first down and then call a timeout. Don't call the timeout on 3rd down. That was terrible. Oh, Jack gave him 6 runs? Oh, man. Starting pitching for the Cards, I'm a bit worried about. 4th down. The guy on the far side had a 2nd down. He's going to update his thing. Punt is fielded at the 15-yard line. Nice hang time there by King. To the 20. Bonds to the 24-yard line before he gets out of bounds. 1:01 left. 1:01 left. We'll see who comes in. Stern will get fined by the FCC after 5 minutes. Though he was pretty good on America's Got Talent. I will say that. He was probably my favorite judge of all time on AGT. He was very good. Tucker is an announcer. I don't even want to know what that would sound like. Oh, man. I'm happy, though, for the Cardinals. Jordan Walker is going to make the starting lineup. He deserves it. Or the opening day roster. He absolutely deserves it. He's so much fun to watch. That Rookie of the Year race between Walker and Carroll is going to be exciting. Back shoulder throw intended for Vasher. Incomplete. And again, remember, tomorrow night, 6:45 Eastern. Banker is the QB now. Banker is still not completed a pass. 57 seconds left. DC Houston, the big kahuna. Biggest game of the season so far. Banker, low snap! Oh, Banker, you just got to fall on that. You just got to fall on that. You try to pick it up, try to salvage it. You just got to live another day. If you're Arlington, call timeout here. Arlington, call timeout. They're not going to get a third down and long. Call timeout, see if you can get something. Your Banker tried to pick it up, scoop and score. No, you're not going to just fall on it. You just got to fall on it. Just got to fall on that ball. If you're Arlington, why are you not calling timeout? This has been terrible for Banker. This has not been a good debut. Yeah, I honestly don't know why Arlington did not call timeout. I don't know why they didn't call timeout. 3rd, 2, 1, Banker calls timeout with 18 seconds left. That makes no sense. Arlington was 3rd and 16. 3rd and 16. I mean, Taffer loves football. He created Sunday Ticket, basically, so he could be good. But 3rd and 16. And you're not calling timeout if you're Arlington. You have 2 left. I don't get it. Get the ball back with like 40 seconds left. How fast did the booth with Tucker and Keith collapse? Before the game even kicked off, it would collapse. Channel 12 was removed from my channel line. What channel is that? Because it's different for everyone. Should also know in CBS and will commentate this game afterwards. 52-50, San Diego State, Creighton, we're at the under 4 timeout. Patrick is going into the backfield. You figure they're just going to hand it off on a draw play, 3rd and 16. Just go into the half. I don't know. Oh, the channel the game is on. Oh, that stinks. They just hand off to Hillman. 12 seconds. Oh, and now Arlington's going to call a timeout? Wait, now Arlington is going to call a timeout. So let me get this straight, Arlington. Let me get this straight, Stoops. You didn't call timeout on 3rd and 16. You let the clock run all the way down. And then you call timeout on 4th and 14. Why didn't you call the timeout 40 seconds before? You could have gotten the ball back. Jeez. Trump and Biden in a booth. It kind of be like, I've seen the AI videos of them playing like Mario Kart. I mean, those are hysterical. So it'd probably be like that, honestly. It'd probably be like that. All right, 4th and 14. Brad Wayne going to punt this one away. I don't get the timeout management by the Renegades at all. Muff punt. Muff punt. He's going to try to reverse this field. He cannot. 26-yard line. 1 second left. They're just going to take a knee. So we go into the halftime break. 9-0. Some very questionable timeout management by Bob Stoops for the Renegades. They're not even going to give a playoff. 9-0, the score. Obama could be a great announcer. Obama loves sports. He'd be a very, very good announcer. What quarter is it? We've just hit the halftime break. All right, so with that being said, as I promised, we're going to commentate San Diego State against Creighton. Very, very good game. Spot in the Final Four on the line. Again, I'm selfishly rooting for San Diego State so that Creighton's assistant coach can come to High Point earlier rather than later. But with that being said, it's halftime in the Brahmas game, 9-0. Once the Brahmas game starts up again, we'll resume commentating on there. Right now, we're going to talk on CBS about San Diego State, Creighton, the regional in Louisville. 52-50, 3:26 left. Aztecs lead by 2. Founding fathers in the booth. I don't think they know what football is, so probably terrible. Stewie and Brian in the booth would be like Dingo and the Baby. Be like Dingo and the Baby. Which might work, honestly. Which might work. 52-50. Here we go. San Diego State inbounding. You gotta get this off. They break the pressure. Here we go. Aztecs in lead by 2. 3:18 left. Butler gives it off. It's Tremwell. It's Tremel. Tremel posting up. Tremel posting up. Off the glass. And kisses it home. I think that one was, it was Arup on that one. Tremel gave it to Arup. 54-50. And now it's Nemhard taking it up. Gives it to Trey Alexander. Alexander trying to drive. Alley-oop! And it's in! Alexander to Kalkbrenner. 54-52. Creighton answers just like that. 2:35 left. This one's on CBS. It's halftime right now in the Brahmas game. Butler. Screen by Mensah. Down to Arup. Sorry, banking it again. That time the post play does not work. Loose ball. Who's got it? Jump ball. Possession arrow is with Creighton. Possession arrow is with Creighton. It's Baylor Shireman who wins it over Adam Psycho. So Creighton down by 2. They're going to take this one up with just under 2.5 left. Oh, San Diego State, I think, is going to join the Pac-12 eventually. I think once they lose USC and UCLA, I think San Diego State's going to join the Pac-12. Makes too much sense. They have the facilities. They have the market. Arup coming out. 6'7" forward coming out. 2:14 left. Nemhard. Kalkbrenner at the top of the line. Down to Kalkbrenner again. We were all tied up. 54 apiece. 2 on the dot left. Kalkbrenner, the man of the hour on this under 4 timeout. He's got 17 for the game. A menace down low right now. Here we go. Butler. They give. Now back to Butler. Looking for Adam Psycho at the top. Psycho bounce pass. And it is in. It is in. Mensah from the elbow. 56-54. Nemhard taking up. This is on CBS. 1:24 left. Again, the Brahmas game is at halftime. 9-0. Layup. No good. No good. Rebounded by Nathan Mensah. So the Aztecs defense gets a stand. San Diego State has 3 timeouts left. Creighton has 2 timeouts. This one might take a while. This one might take a bit. Here we go. Butler. Going to let this clock run all the way down before calling a play. Everyone just standing there at the start. Now they set the screen. Butler gives it off. 3. Long. Rebounded by Kalkbrenner. 46 seconds left. Give us to Kalkbrenner. Gives it back to Trey Alexander. Alexander. Fade away. And no good. Kalkbrenner cannot get the board. It's rebounded by Mensah. And San Diego State ball with 33.7 left. Do they play defense? Do they foul? We'll see what they do. Fadeaway shot. Tight defense there. Looked for a second like it was going to go in, but rebound by Mensah. And then Kalkbrenner deflects it out of bounds. So San Diego State ball 33.7 left. Spot in the Final Four on the line. Game against Florida Atlantic. 33.7. San Diego State inbounding this ball. Do they play defense? Do they try to foul? My guess, you try to get a trap, and then if you can't get the trap, you try a quick foul. Timeout by the Aztecs. They have 2 left. It was Nathan Mensah from the elbow who hit the go-ahead bucket. 56-54. We are watching a football game. It's halftime. It's halftime right now. It's halftime right now in that game. Once the second half starts, we're gonna go back to the Brahmas game. But I'm watching on 2 TVs right now, so trust me, we're not missing any of the football action. You guys are here for a football stream. We're not missing any of the action. Having said that, it's halftime right now, so there's not really anything to talk about. It's 9-0. It's neither team has scored an offensive touchdown. It's been a very low-scoring game. Once the second half starts, we'll go right back to that. Don't you worry. We're not missing any of the XFL action. We're not missing any of that. Don't you worry. But right now, Brahmas game is at halftime. Blue Jays game is at commercial. And tomorrow night, I've harped on it a lot. Tomorrow night, join me 6:45 p.m. Eastern. Houston Roughnecks, 4-1, coming off their first loss in franchise history, dating all the way back to XFL 2020. And they will be playing the DC Defenders, 5-0. One of the biggest games of the season. Possible preview of the championship. Every team plays each other at least once, so we will have a preview of the championship at some point. What game will it be? Houston, DC, looking like a pretty good contender. How bad will the Renegades be for Creighton, San Diego State against FAU in the Final Four? Oh, it'd be terrible. It'll be absolutely terrible. It will be... Honestly, it'll be terrible. There's no way around it. The Final Four ratings are going to be terrible. If Texas is in, you'll get some good ratings. Texas will get some good ratings. I guess Miami could also. But Texas will really get good ratings. Texas will really get some good ratings. But FAU will definitely be the first game. There's no way around it. If there's a reason for my lateness, I just made a big batch of taco meat. So good in season, it tastes just like my mother makes it. 2 soft tacos and a homemade crunch wrap chomp. There you go. There you go. FAU, SDSU is a dream for college basketball diehards, but terrible for casuals. Absolutely. Absolutely. Casuals care about one thing, and it's their bracket. And if you don't have a reason to root for your bracket, you're not watching. Could a successful women's basketball coach be equally successful or better if they coach men's team? I don't see why not. Good basketball coaches are good basketball coaches. I think Becky Hammond, like same thing. Becky Hammond, great with the Aces, great assistant coach with the Spurs. I could see her being very good in the NBA. Trying to get the ball in, and they get the timeout to avoid the 5-second. I hate that rule. I hate that you can go back-to-back timeouts like that. But San Diego State does get a timeout in, avoiding the 5-second, and we go back to another commercial. They have 1 timeout left, still 34-2 left, so nothing really happening. Will FAU SDSU Creighton be under $10 million? Very, very under $10 million. Very much so. Under $10 million. The early game at 6 o'clock Eastern, it's going to be very much under $10 million. I don't see how it's going to get more than $10 million. I don't see it. Here we go. Inbound. It's terrible inbound. It's a terrible inbound. It's recovered by Schlegelman. Tie game. Tie game. San Diego State botches the inbound. It's 56-all. San Diego State get a hole for the last shot, you got to figure. 56-all. What a horrible play by San Diego State. They just had to get that ball in. 20 seconds left. Here we go. Lamont Butler holding for the last shot. 10 on the shot clock, 12 on the game clock. Butler. 5 seconds, gotta go. Sets a screen. And foul. They had a foul to give. Creighton had a foul to give. Looking at that play again, they were trying to get it to Parrish. Parrish unable to beat out Shireman. 56-all. And now they're going to drop an inbound play. 6.7. Tie game. 56-all. Spot in the Final Four on the line. This has been a great Elite Eight. Gonzaga game was terrible yesterday, but the Kansas State Florida Atlanta game, absolutely incredible. We commentated that one too. That was a terrible, terrible inbounds pass. Here we go. San Diego State burns their final timeout, and Creighton does not have any more fouls to give. You got to be careful with how you play defense here. You figure the ball will go to Butler. What happens after that? Who knows? 56-all. 6.7. Again, the Brahmas game is at halftime. For those of you watching XFL, the game is at halftime. That is why we're doing this. That game is 9-0 at the half. Trust me, we will not miss any of the action. As soon as the Brahmas game starts back up, we will go straight back to that. I'm watching on 2 TVs, so do not worry. If you're here for XFL commentary, don't worry. That game is at halftime right now. Do not worry. We are at halftime in that game. And Creighton is going to burn one of their 2 timeouts, get their defense set up. Will we get this playoff before the XFL kicks off? They're back to the announcers on the XFL. Again, Brahmas lead 9-0. All right, Brahmas are kicking off. Brahmas are kicking off. All right. Fielded at the 15-yard line. And returned all the way out to the 26-yard line. Return on the play there made by Letty Brown. Letty Brown. Again, third quarter. Again, just to iterate what's at stake here for both of these teams. Brahmas lose this game, their season's pretty much over. They're 3 back with 4 to play, and they don't have the tiebreaker. And now it's going to be Drew Plitt back in there for the Renegades. They've been alternating between Slaughter and Plitt. Neither one really getting to do anything. Both teams have all 3 timeouts, obviously, and they both still have a challenge. 1st and 10, ball at the 27-yard line. Plitt. Handoff goes to Smith. Bottled up at the start, but nice job by Smith making himself skinny. There was a flag on the play, though, so probably going to come back for some holding. If it stands, it's a gain of 5, but there is a flag on the play. Although Smith is indicating that is on the Brahmas. It's a face mask, actually. So a nice start. So 32-yard line was where the run ended. Tack on 15, so gain of 20. And Arlington's going to get this ball at the 47-yard line. My bracket's busted. Completely and utterly busted. Yeah, there was a face mask on the play. Good call there by the official. Face mask called on number 5, Tenny Adewuzi. 1st and 10, ball at the 47-yard line. Meanwhile, Butler inbounding this ball for San Diego State. Here we go, 6.7. They get it off. Trammell, 2-1, floater! Overtime. Smith, handoff, gets the first down, gets some more, muscles his way forward down to the 39-yard line of the Brahmas. So for the first time today, they get multiple first downs on a drive. This is their best drive to start off. Oh, wait, San Diego State's going, wait. Wait, they're saying San Diego State got fouled? Wait, they call a foul on that? Or is it overtime? Was he fouled on the shot, or was it overtime? I'm seeing multiple things in the chat. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. 1st and 10. Play. I don't know what that was. That was a giant miscommunication. Loss of about 6 on the play. I think Plitt thought Smith was going one way. He went the other, and that play was just blown up. I have Cox. Cox. They're reviewing it. So was the foul before or after the buzzer? That's what they're looking at. 56 all. We'll see. That play was just blown up. Miscommunication all the way around. They had some good momentum. They lose it on their Matthew Gatto, getting the shot there. Yeah, the shot under review. Okay. You now see Sarah Torres on the call. I don't know. I don't think you can. 1.2. All right. So Smith, handoff, breaks a tackle, muscles his way forward to the 35-yard line. So much better half so far for Smith. Gain of 10 on the run. 3rd and 5. All right, so now he's at the line. 1.2. They were reviewing the time. All right, 3rd and 5. Renegades at the 35-yard line of the Brahmas. This might be 4-down territory depending on what happens here. Creighton calls the timeouts 56 all again. That game on CBS. XFL game is on ABC. And 1.2 left in that one. Creighton at the line. Or San Diego State line, rather, shoot 2. Here we go. 3rd and 6. Been a very good half so far for Davion Smith. Plitt. Steps up, fires over the middle. Incomplete pass. Intended target on the play. Caleb Van Der Esch. Second time he's been targeted today. Both times incomplete. 4th and 6. 35-yard line. Again, a touchback goes to the 35. So we'll see what the Renegades do here. Do you try the 53-yard field goal with Taylor Russolino? Do you go for it? Punting, I don't think would be a smart idea because touchback is too risky. It's a net of 0. They're going to try it. 53-yard field goal from Taylor Russolino. He's 7 for him this season. As long as it's 43, though, so this would be his longest kick by a country mile. 53-yard attempt. Kick is up. It's straight. Is it long enough? It is good. It is good. Renegades on the board. 9-3 ball game. So the Renegades finally on the board. Opening drive score to start off this half. Just what they needed. San Diego State, perfect timing at the line. Shooting two. First one is no good. First one is no good. Trammell misses the first free throw. Again, nothing's happening right now in the XFL game. It's 9-3. Russolino just hit a 53-yard field goal. The second attempt, Trammell, is good. San Diego State up by 1. Creating no timeouts. Need a Christian Laettner kind of miracle here. Here we go. 57-56. Baylor Shireman going to inbound. Again, nothing is happening right now in the XFL game. Nothing is happening. So don't worry, we're not missing any of the action. We're calling both games. Shireman going to lob it deep down the floor to the hoop. Not a bad attempt. They're going to check to see time, I think. They're going to check to see how much time is left when that ball went out. Game not over yet, and who it went out on. Kickoff now in the XFL. Fielded at the 8-yard line. Fielded on the play by... I don't have a 6 on my depth chart. So I can't quite tell who it is. My apologies for that one. But Kirk Benkert is back in a QB. Did not complete a single pass in the first half of the game. He struggled a lot. We'll see who that went out on. 11:47 left in this one in the third quarter. First and 10 ball at the 20-yard line. But Benkert is in the game at QB. Slide up in the shotgun. You have a running back in the backfield. I think that's Patrick in the backfield. 3 wide. Benkert hands it off. It's Patrick. Stuffed. No gain on the play. Again, the Brahmas offense has not moved the ball well at all today. The one touchdown they had was a defensive touchdown, a scoop and score. 2nd and 10. They're still reviewing the play in San Diego State, created on CBS with 0.3, looks like 0.3, maybe 0.2 is what they're going to put back on. You have time for a tip, and that's about it if that ball went out on San Diego State. 2nd and 10. Benkert this time lines up under center. Again, 3 wide. Patrick in the backfield. Still not complete a pass all game. Benkert. Play action. Patrick with the block. Gets rid of it as he gets hit, and that is picked off. So his first completion into the hands of a player is an interception. It goes to the hands of a guy on the wrong team. Donald Payne, the linebacker, having a great game today. Bringing the heat, bringing the pain, making Benkert's life a house of pain. As that is an interception. Benkert, his debut, again, he just got there about 72 hours ago. Struggling like crazy right now. His passer rating probably has to be 0.0. The offenses just look flat with Benkert in there. And the Renegades will get the ball at the 33-yard line. Great start to this half for the Renegades. Everything kind of went wrong for them in the first half. Second half, they do get some points to start on the opening drive. And now they get the ball in great field position at the 33-yard line. Plitt now in the QB. Screen pass to Smith. He's at the 30, 25, 20. Down at the 16-yard line. Gain of 17 on the play, and you can sense it is unraveling right now for the Brahmas. It is unraveling, and that ball definitely went out on San Diego State. That ball definitely went out on Arab. It was between number 24, Arthur Kaluma, and number 33, Arab, and that definitely went out on Arab. So Crane's going to give this ball, but how much time is left? All important play. 1st and 10, though, in the XFL 16-yard line. For the first time today, the Renegades are in the red zone. First time today. Plitt in at QB. The handoff goes to Smith. Gain of about 2 on the play. 2nd down and 8. Ball is at the 14-yard line. Oh, now they're reviewing was his foot on the line. That might be an inbound violation. I don't know. A lot to look at in this one. A lot to look at. All right, 2nd and 8. It's the longest 1.2 seconds ever. Empty backfield. Plitt. 5 wide. Here we go. And now they're saying the game is over. San Diego State going to the Final Four. San Diego State is in the Final Four. They beat Creighton by 1. Heartbreak. Free throws at the very end. Get it done. Darian Trammell, the hero, or Trammell rather, the hero. The Aztecs go to the Final Four. 57-56 your final. San Diego State kind of got screwed over in 2020 because of COVID, canceling the tournament. They were one of the best teams in the country. They get a chance there. Game over. 2nd and 13. After a penalty on the Renegades, 5-yard false start penalty. 9:30 left in the third quarter. Renegades trailing by 6. Empty backfield. Plitt steps up in the pocket. They rush 4. He's going to try to take off and run, but he gets very little on the play. Gets about 3 yards, so 3rd and 10. A heartbreaking way to end it. You hate to see a game end like that. You hate to see a game end like that. Heartbreak. Absolute heartbreak. There should have been time left at minimum. At minimum. I don't know how you can say there was 0 seconds left. That's a terrible way to end this game. That's a terrible way. 3rd and 10. Plitt. 3 wide. You got a running back in the backfield. Got Smith in the backfield. 3rd and 10. Brahmas bringing the heat. Firing. End zone. What a catch! Oh my goodness! What a catch! Touchdown Renegades! What a catch! It is Lawan Whittingham winning. What a catch! As he was falling down. Whittingham. Call him Santana because he is winning. Touchdown Renegades. 9 quick points to start off this half. Whittingham, what a play. Tight coverage there. How did he hold on to this ball? Terrell Bonds, that's great coverage too. As he was falling down, adjusting his body, one of the best catches of the season. Whittingham. The Renegades have tied it up. They're going to go for 1. What a play. Oh, I thought the foul was a fine call. I thought the foul was fine. There was definitely a foul there. Handoff to Smith. Can he get to the end zone? And for the first time today... No, actually, no. No. The second push was not enough. It was deceiving. So we are all tied up. They were not getting that conversion to go. It was unraveling for the Brahmas. You have to wonder, the decision to play Benkert on 72 hours when he doesn't really know the playbook. You've seen some miscommunications. He has not completed a pass. Is this going to backfire on him? A questionable decision with their season on the line by Hines Ward to play Kurt Benkert when Pass was doing well in the first quarter. Thoughts on these teams playing musical quarterbacks? Yeah, I don't like it. If you have 2 quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks. Musical quarterbacks doesn't work. Unless you have... Like, I'm fine with how they do it in Houston, where Cole McDonald is the running quarterback, so you have him come in on option plays. Like, I'm fine with that, but if you have 2 quarterbacks and play the same system, you have no quarterbacks. I hate it. Yeah, it's not like either team is Chris Lake and Tim Tebow. It's not like that. It's not like Houston. Houston does it well with Silvers and McDonald. They do it well. Because McDonald's in for very specific plays. He's in for the plays that Silvers can't run. He's in for the RPOs. Silvers can't really do that. But stuff like this, Hines Ward, he's been under fire all season for his coaching. And the decision to alternate between Pass and Benkert. When Pass was playing all right, Benkert, no completions, 1 incompletion, or interception rather. It's 9 all. 9 quick points for the Renegades. Again, if the Renegades win this one, they pretty much clinch a playoff spot. It's not official, but there'd be 3 up with 4 to play because the South Division is San Antonio, Arlington, Houston, and San Antonio, Orlando, Houston, and Arlington. And Arlington would be 3 up on San Antonio, 4 up on Orlando. Top 2 teams in each division make the playoffs. The North is going to be a bloodbath. The North is the bloodbath. Vegas is out of it. Unsurprisingly, Vegas is out of it. But Vegas is out. But you have St. Louis, you have Seattle, you have DC fighting for 2 spots. Guaranteed to have a mid-major in the title game for the first time since Butler in 2010-11. Was Butler in the Big East in 2011, 2012? Were they in the Big East that year, or were they still in the Horizon League? I don't know, because they made it back-to-back years. Or wait, what? Or do I have the... I think I have the years off. I have the years off. Yeah, 2010-11. Yeah, 2009-10 was Duke. 2010 was Duke. 2011 was the Brick Fest. Yeah, I was way off. My apologies for that. I forgot now. Butler, there was one year they were in the Atlantic 10. I totally forgot about that. All right, Texas should win it all. They should, but I mean, you never know. March Madness, this tournament is very, very weird. I'm just adjusting a quick little sip. The Butler was to rise the league. And then they went Atlantic 10 for 1 year. I forgot about that. Then they went to the Big East. All right, here we go. 9-all, Winningham with his first catch of the game, and what a big one it was. Tied up. And we've not seen overtime yet in the XFL. As things stand, things are looking great. Yeah, I would agree with that. Creighton didn't get a fair shot at the end. I thought that ball was out on San Diego State. They should have gotten at least 0.3 seconds left. I thought that was a terrible way to end the game. You hate to see it for the kids. You hate to see it for everyone involved. I'd be furious if my team lost like that. I'd be furious. There's no way around it. I'd be furious. All right, here we go. 9-all. Kickoff. 8:38 left. Brahmas going to get this ball. Back there to return. And it's number 6. I don't have a number 6 in my depth chart. I want XFL OT too. I think OT rules are great in the XFL. That's fielded to the 34-yard line. All right, let me check the game center. Okay, Brown is number 6. Okay, Brown is number 6. Are they saying it was a fumble? Hang on, they're saying it was a fumble. Hang on. Arlington thinks it was a fumble. This might go from bad to worse. This might be the worst possible start to the half for the Brahmas. We'll see. We'll see what they rule here. Blandino looking upstairs. Was this a fumble? Brown was the returner. Absolute chaos on the field right now. And it looks like the Brahmas are bringing their offense out. So Brahmas ball. If I was a ref at San Diego State Creighton, what would I have done? I would Creighton ball 0.3 seconds left. Underneath the hoop. That's what I would have done. All right, they're still looking upstairs. As things stand, 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line. You're taking a look. That ball does come out with his knee down before. I think there are too many bodies there. I'm not sure you can tell. I think the ruling on the field is going to stand as called. I don't think you can tell from that. That knee looks down. That knee looks down to me. There's too many bodies there. I think the elbow hit or the knee hit before the ball came out. If this is a turnover, back-to-back plays for a turnover for the Brahmas. Again, their season is on the line here. The fate of the XFL season is on the line because the South Division can be wrapped up with 4 games to play with the exception of seeding. Brown was the return man. We're going to see what the ruling is here. Ruling of field stands as called. Probably the right play. Probably the right call. 9-all, 8:28 left. And now it is pass back there at QB. So Benkert not in after that pick. Again, he's still not completed a pass. This is a very weird rotation that Hines Ward is running. First down. Pass. Hands it off to Patrick. And gain of 1. So pass started the game, then Benkert came in. Then pass came in. Then Baker came in for the end of the half. Baker then started the second half, threw a pick, and now passes back in. If you're confused, don't worry, just about every Brahmas fan is as well. 2nd and 9. Patrick lines up in the backfield. Now he winds about wide. Fake a screen to Patrick. It's a screen pass, low throw, and for bad to worse, that play to Brown. What can Brown do for you on that one? Nothing. On that one, absolutely nothing. That play was just terrible. Josiah Coatney, looks like. So Josiah Coatney. I need to adjust my depth chart. Josiah Coatney with the hit, and they are at the 26-yard line. Failed screen. Oh, that's putting it lightly. 3rd and 17. They had Patrick line up for the screen, and then with the other way, screen pass to Brown. They were not biting the slice, but 3rd and 18. Ball at the 25-yard line. You figure here you just call a draw play. Just get out of here. Don't chance anything. You have 4 wide. They are going to try. Pass, looking, angle route. Again! This is such a predictable offense. I know that was incomplete. That was at his feet. Terrible throw. But this is the most predictable offense ever. Hines Ward, I know he changed his offensive coordinators because it was too stagnant. How is this not any better? They just go angle routes. Every third down is an angle route. Pass is 57 yards passing. Every third down is just an angle route over the middle. No one's biting. This is the most stagnant, predictable offense I've seen. Everything's just an angle route. That's a booming punt there by Wing. Fielded at the 15-yard line. And a great open field tackle there made on the play by Ryan Lewis. Ryan Lewis telling the Renegades on that one, you can't hold us. If you got that reference, good for you. Renegades got this ball at the 18-yard line to start off. A great punt on the play. I'm trying to do the math in terms of net. I think it was about 57 yards of net. I like baseball super rules. So do I. Not the shift rule. I don't like the shift rule. I'm fine with Ghost Runner rule. I'm fine with the Ghost Runner rule just because I wish it was on first base. Just because I feel like you shouldn't have to throw a perfect game and still lose. But at the same time, I'm fine with it for the regular season. You don't want to deplete your bullpen for multiple games. I don't want that. As long as it doesn't happen in the postseason, I'm fine with it. Postseason, do not have a Ghost Runner. But regular season, go for it. I don't like the shift. At the same time, I love the pitch clock. It's the same amount of baseball, but it takes 30, 40 less minutes to complete. It's phenomenal. Yeah, shift rule is dumb. It's like the NFL banning the blitz. That's what it is. It's the NFL banning the blitz or zone coverage or double coverage. It's like that. But pitch clock, very, very good. I love it. Alabama in the SEC East. Oh, God, no. I would hate that. I don't want to deal with them in the East. I don't want to deal with that. All right, so the SEC West is just the old Southwest Conference, with a few exceptions. It's kind of what it is anyways. All right, right now we're at commercial. It's Renegades ball. Again, there was about 57 yards of net on that punt. Kurt Banker, for those wondering, 0 for 4, 0 yards passing. Let's put that in the calculator. I feel like that's a pass rating of 0. Messi to Milan. I think it's going to go to Barcelona. I think it's going to go back to Barcelona. Which would be good. All right, so Banker, 0 for 4. With no touchdowns, 1 pick. Yeah, that's pass rating of exactly 0. Yeah, Ghost Runner is only for the regular season. I'm just scared of the day that it will come in the postseason. But Ghost Runner for regular season, again, I wish it was at first base instead of second, but I'm okay with it. Look, we have different overtime rules in other sports for regular season to speed it up. Hockey, we have modified overtime rules. Football, we have modified overtime rules to speed it up, not injure guys, not deplete teams. I'm fine with it. Usually if they say Milan, it's AC. Usually if it's Inter Milan, it's Inter. I think Messi goes back to Barcelona. I think MLS to Miami. I want that to happen so badly, but I think that's done. I think that's dead in the water. All right, here we go. We are back. Slaughter is now in a QB. They're alternating. Again, I'm not sure why they're alternating, because Drew Plitt threw a touchdown pass on the last drive, and now they're going back to Slaughter. It was been pretty rough all day. 18-yard line, 57-yard punt by Brad Wing. Nice play to flip the field. 6:36 left, 1st and 10. Under center. The handoff, blown up in the backfield. Blown up on the play. Lenny Brown gets destroyed on that one. Tackle behind the line of scrimmage by Deshaun Downey. Downey brings him down. Will Messi ever go to Miami? I think when he's like 38. I don't think right now. Again, MLS is not a retirement league, so I'm not even saying because of that. I just think he's got so much still to prove in Europe if he wants to do it. The only way I could ever see him going to Miami is on the appeal that you're closer to Argentina, so it's easier to travel for international games, which I'm shocked he is not retired. I'm shocked he is not retired from international play. I would retire on that note. Brown that time gets way more yards than he did on the last play. 3rd and 2. If the NFL got ties, what should they use? A tiebreaker? XFL rules. 2-point conversions. 2-point conversion battle. That's what they should do. I'm not opposed to that. Third and 2. Ball at the 26-yard line. Play action. Slaughter hits his tight end in the flat. It is caught. First down, Nate Becker. Good play. Becker wide open in the flat. Simple little play action pass. It's a first down for the Renegades. Arlington has not led all game. They've scored 9 straight points to start this third quarter off. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Ball is at probably the 30-yard line. 34-yard line. Gain of 8. Empty backfield. They're setting up a screen to one side. They go to the other side, and no one's biting. Sniffed that out a mile away. They were setting up a screen clearly to the near side, so they fake it to the far side, and no one was biting. Intended target on the play, Rennell Hall. Only gets a yard on that one. Did Ronaldo kill the rest of his career by going to Sony? Yeah, I think so. I mean, his legacy's still great, but yeah, I think he did. 2nd and 9. Ball still around the 34-yard line. Play action. Slaughter. Drilled on the play. What a hit. Delonte Scott, the second time today, he has leveled Slaughter, or leveled the QB. He leveled Plitt on the fumble before. That time he gets in there. Slaughter took way too long to get rid of that, double pumped, and then just ate it. 3rd and 15. Or Notre Dame, I think, would join the ACC before they join the Big Ten. Always we're saying the ACC, although you're saying the ACC wouldn't exist because Clemson, Florida State, yeah. 3rd and 14. Ball at the 30-yard line. Slaughter. Flag on the play. We'll see what this is. As things stand, it's a gain of about 8. Sal Cannella. But we'll see what the flag is. Obviously, if it's on the Renegades, the Brahmas will decline this. Bring up 4th down. Casey was trying to get Ronaldo. That would have been very interesting to see if that would have worked out. It is on the Renegades. Illegal formation. And are they... Why are they... The referee indicated that it's still 3rd down. If it's illegal formation, you can decline the penalty. Why are they not declining... Oh, my goodness. Hines Ward, what are you doing? Am I missing something? Was that a graphic error on ESPN? What am I missing? It was 4th down and, 8. What am I missing? Why are you not decline the penalty and bring up 4th down? They put it away. What am I missing? They're only going to rush 3. Draw play. All right, so it worked out, I guess. But, oh, my goodness. Hines Ward, although there's a flag on this play. If this is on the Brahmas, it's a first down for the Renegades. And they just gave the Renegades a free first down. It's holding. All right. At this point, you know what? At this point, might as well accept it again. At this point, why not just keep backing them up? 3rd and 29 to 15. Just be very careful not to commit a penalty here. 18-yard line. So back-to-back plays, the Brahmas stuff them on 3rd down. But, they keep him out on the field. It's a risky strategy. I'm not sure it's one I agree with. 3rd down at the 18-yard line. 3rd and 29. 3rd and about a Texas mile. They're going to rush 4. Screen pass. Dropped. So I guess after all that, it worked out. Brandon Arconato can't hold that in. 4th and 29. Punting from the 18-yard line. The game looks somewhat attended. I'll have an official count. Yeah, I would guess about 13,000. A lot better than Vegas and Orlando yesterday, I can tell you that much. A lot better than them. Attendance has been a bit disappointing this year in the XFL, I'm not going to lie. Obviously, St. Louis is the exception to the rule. DC is doing exactly what I thought they would. Seattle, disappointing compared to 2020, but then again, I can't blame them necessarily because they have the Kraken now, and on top of that, the games have taken place at weird times. San Antonio, we can't blame them. They have a bad team, but I thought they'd be doing a bit better. 28-yard line is where this is fielded by Bonds. Bonds takes it out to the 35, to the 40, 41-yard line. Good job there by the blockers to keep their hands up, avoid the block in the back penalty. So Brahmas get this ball at the 41-yard line. So you're looking at 40 some odd yards of net. Who is coming into the game at QB on this drive? I mean, San Antonio got screwed over by a 10 o'clock or by a 9 o'clock Eastern start time. They got screwed over there on a Sunday night. Pass is going to be in at QB. First and 10 at the 41-yard line. 1:59 left in the third quarter. Tie game. 3 wide. Pass. Drops back. Fly route. 10 for Vasher. Incomplete. Incomplete pass. Pass 8 for 13. 49 net passing yards. The whole team is 49 net passing yards. Very low scoring affair. Just 11 first downs combined in this game. This has been an offensive... Not easy on the eyes for the offense. Not going to lie. Second down, handoff goes to Patrick. Patrick is able to bowl his way forward for a gain of 6. Gets out to the 46-yard line. $1:14 left. Yeah, we've never had an overtime game. Still plenty of time left. With the way these offenses are playing, we are 16 or so minutes away from potentially the first overtime game in XFL history. 10 seconds on the play clock. Pass is still getting his offense lined up and set. Shifting some guys around, shifting Hillman around. Hillman finally gets set at the far side. 1 second on the clock. They get it off. Pass. They rush forward, going deep, miscommunication, incomplete pass, Vasher, the intended target, and nothing doing. So a 3 and out for the Brahmas. We'll get this punt off, and then that'll probably be the end of the third quarter. I love Orlando. I'm glad we have a team here, but I think if they went Florida, which they should put it in Jacksonville. Yeah, I think so too. Orlando, there's just too much competition. There's too much to do with other sports, with entertainment options. Your entertainment dollar only goes so far. And to support an XFL team that's not very good, I'm not surprised. Why does the Big Ten and Pac-12 just merge? I'm not sure the Big Ten has any incentive to do that. 5, 4, 3. Will they get this punt off before? They will. Final play is a punt. Wing. Punts it deep. Fielded by Powell at the 9-yard line. Powell to the 15. And tackled down on the play by John Hillman. So Renegades will get this ball at their own 15-yard line to start off. Final quarter of action. 9-all. 15 minutes left. San Antonio needs this win to keep their season alive. Arlington, if they win this game, the South Division, it's pretty much a formality in terms of who's making the playoffs between Houston and Dallas. Could Choctaw Stadium work as a new home of FC Dallas should NWSL gain a team in the Metroplex and take over the current FC Dallas Chop Shop in Frisco? I don't think FC Dallas is leaving. They just renovated the stadium. They just put the Soccer Hall of Fame there, so they're not leaving. They're not leaving. Suburb stadiums stink, don't get me wrong, but the stadiums in the suburbs absolutely stink in MLS, and there's a reason why stadiums based in cities are doing way better than stadiums based in the suburbs. There's a reason for that. But they were not forward thinking when they built a lot of the stadiums in the suburbs. They were thinking what will cost the least amount of money, and didn't realize that it doesn't matter if no one shows up to the games because it takes an hour to get there from the city. So, but I don't think they're leaving FC. They're not leaving Frisco. I don't think they're leaving Frisco. Not after they just built the Hall of Fame there. I'm not sure why they built the Hall of Fame in Frisco of all places, but yeah. Since college regions are becoming irrelevant, will they expand beyond the Southeast? I mean, I don't count Texas as the Southeast, so I would say they already have. Will they expand beyond the South? I don't think so. All right, former Northwestern State linebacker, two-time Super Bowl champion Gary Reasons played 8 seasons with the Giants before ending his career with which team? Buccaneers, Bengals, Jets, or Bears? I don't know. I'm going to guess the Bears. I'm not crazy about it, though. I have no clue. So, good one last rock question. Most forgotten champion, 04 Pistons, 05 White Sox. I would say the 05 White Sox. Favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie? I don't really watch a whole lot of his movies. Avatar. Not really. Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, pools, water parks, the Magic, Orlando City, other things. There's a lot to do. Exactly. That's why I failed. We were passionate in the state, but there's so much to do in the O. Yeah, exactly. It was never going to work. You can't go to cities where you're going to be the fifth or sixth fiddle. You can't do it. You just can't do it. It's not going to work out. Never has. It never will. Just the sad reality of the situation. The XFL in Orlando was a bad idea from the start. You did stump me there. I did not know that one whatsoever. Again, we got a 9-all game. We're at commercial right now. Start of the fourth quarter. Arlington going to get this ball 1st and 10. They have not gotten a first down since 4:40 left in the first quarter. You see it on your screen right now. Oh, man. And they're still tied. Again, the one touchdown they scored was on a defensive touchdown. Brahmas' offense has been ugly with a capital U. That's putting it lightly. In terms of what's coming up on JG9, we have a new video coming out tomorrow on JG9. JG8, we have a new video coming out tomorrow as well. Hopefully. Tuesday, we'll have a JG7 video coming out. Maybe we have a JG7 video coming out tomorrow as well. I don't know. We'll see. But a lot of exciting stuff happening. On the channel. 1st and 10. For the Renegades. Sloter is now in a QB. Sloter, handoff. Goes to, I think, Brian. No, that goes to Letty Brown. My apologies. Again, Smith was kind of shaken up earlier in the game, so maybe that's why they're giving it to Brown a bit more than usual. 2nd and 7, ball at the 19-yard line. So we have a lot of stuff coming out on the channel. Also, remember, Wednesday night, we have live NFL trivia over on Twitch. $45 in the pot, guaranteed to whoever wins the game. And that can increase as the night goes on. Should be a ton of fun. Go check that out on Twitch. Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Handoff. Goes to Brown. Brown gets us gain of 6. Just short of the sticks. Down to the 25-yard line. Third and 1. Favorite Girl Scout cookie? I've never had a Girl Scout cookie. I'm not really a cookie person. I like buttermilk cookies, but not really a huge cookie guy. I don't like chocolate chip. I don't like, I guess, buttermilk. 3rd and 1. Ball at the 25-yard line. Sloter under center. Looks like he got Letty Brown in the backfield. Only one out wide. Handoff goes to Brown. They bunch up the line. Doesn't matter. Brown gets the first down. Brown picks up 4 yards on the play. Give the Renegades a first down. And Newcastle has been cursed with questionable ownership. Messi to McDonald's or Dora FC? McDonald's probably has the cash to buy Messi, honestly. They have the cash to do it. Dora would be whatever loose changes in her backpack. 1st and 10, ball at the 29-yard line after that first down. Letty Brown. Some nice runs to start off this drive. Again, with the way that both these offenses are playing, this might be a case of next score wins. 1st and 10 to 29. Handoff once again goes to Brown. 4th straight carry to Brown. Gain of 2. Down the 31-yard line. Again, if you were just joining us, thank you for tuning in. This is a must-win game for the Brahmas. They don't win this game, the division is pretty much over. And now Smith is coming back into the game. Who won more MVPs, Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth, or Joe Torre? I feel like that's a trick question because Babe Ruth seems like the obvious answer, but I feel like that's a trick question. Hank Aaron, I mean, he never really don't think he ever hit more than 40 in a season. So I'm not sure he ever... So I think you're trying to trick me. I think you're trying to trick me with this one. Because I don't think it's Hank Aaron. So Babe seems too obvious. So I'm going to go Joe Torre. I'm gonna go Joe Torre. So that seems... Oh, that's not fair. They each won one. Okay, that's not fair. Okay. So I had the right idea. Okay. That's not fair. 3rd and 8. Ball to the 31-yard line. Now they're going to throw. 5 straight runs. Now you figure they're going to throw. Slaughter. Back there. The Brahmas bring 4. Bring the pressure. Tipped. Tip pass. Incomplete. I think Delonte Scott came in on the action. Slaughter arguing for a penalty. They do have a challenge left if they do want to do it. No, it was tipped. Oh, that's what, it was tipped there by number 42, Mike Teverdov. They can challenge. And honestly, I think they would win the challenge. Honestly, they would win the challenge. Pick up the first down, but we'll see what they do. You can challenge anything. And it looks like they're not going to challenge it. So 4th and 8, they're going to pump this one away. Questionable decision not to challenge it. It looked like very blatant face mask. Hands to the face. King bounces at the 20-yard line. Fielded by Bonds. Bonds, juke move down to the 25-yard line. So Brahmas take over there. The Brahmas have not had a first down since 5 minutes left in the first quarter. We're going on nearly 2 hours of real time since their last first down. And yet it's still tied up. This is just one of those games. And Bankert is going back into the game at QB. He has still not completed a pass. Slowly but surely, USA is becoming a world power in soccer. Very slowly. I cannot call them a world power. I cannot call them a world power whatsoever. I'm sorry, I cannot do that. Let's make it to the semifinal. Let's make it out of the round of 16 of a World Cup or the semifinals first before we do that. I know we did it in 1930, but... First and 10 of the 25 when we get back. Again, Monday night, Houston against DC. Best game of the season on paper. Some of these games have been duds this week. This is kind of being one of them, honestly. I'm not going to lie. This has been a very low-scoring... I like your defense, but this is not that. Miami beats Texas well, but Final Four without a top 3 seed for the first time. That's crazy. I don't think anyone predicted that in their bracket. I don't think anyone predicted that. Again, that game is happening on CBS. It's not tipped off yet, but it tips off in about 2 minutes. Miami against Texas at Kansas City. Again, on JG9. New video dropped today. I did a video on how in 1977, Ren Miller, the Broncos coach, coached the game against the Bengals at Riverfront Stadium and then missed the team bus after. Do I see the USA winning the World Cup in my lifetime? I don't see it. Unfortunately, I don't see it. So hard to win the World Cup. I don't see it happening. Wait, there was a rule back then that no one could win more than 2? I did not know that. This reminiscent of Hugh Jackson and Sir Carson Palmer for a Raiders game and for only a few days removed from Palmer sitting on his couch. Josh Freeman vibes with Vikings Giants Monday Night Football. I'm getting a lot of that from here. From this game. Bankert just does not look ready. But he's going to play this drive. We'll see what happens here. Again, this is probably a case where next score wins. So we'll see what happens here. All right, here we go. We are back. Bankert under center at the 25-yard line. 1st and 10. Play action. Bankert going deep. Taking it. Guy's got a step. That is incomplete, but there is pass interference on the play. So still looking for that first completion, but they do get the PI. And the Brahmas finally get a first down. They take a deep shot. Darren Evans getting called for the PI. Travis Johnson, the intended target, clear PI. And Brahmas get the ball at the 31-yard line. So that is a big, big penalty. A 44-yard penalty. Banker takes a shot deep. Accurate throw. Accurate throw. But PI on the play. 34-yard line. And just like that, the Brahmas are back in business. 4 wide, 1 in the backfield. I think it's Tillman in the backfield. First down. Handoff. Patrick. Gain of 2. Down at the 32-yard line. 10:30 left. Brahmas lost to the Renegades last week. Close game. Heartbreaker. Need this win to keep their season alive. Why is Gillette the worst in MLS? Because it is a football stadium. It is in the suburbs. It is basically, it breaks every rule in the book. That's why. It's actually very easy to understand why it's the worst. Patrick gets about 4 on the play. Working down around the 27-yard line. We'll say 3rd and 3. You don't want stadiums in the suburbs. This one's in the suburbs. You don't want stadiums that are built for football, where even if you have a crowd of 20,000, it looks empty. And that's what Gillette is. It's terrible. It's terrible. I mean, for football, it's a good stadium. I've been there before for football. Patriot Place is really nice. I like the stadium. It's not anything crazy or anything innovative, but it's nice. I love Patriot Place. 3rd and 2. Make it 3rd and 3, rather. Bankert, fly route, incomplete. Tight coverage on the play. I think the strategy now with Bankert is we know they can throw fly routes. So let's just do that. Because you don't know the playbook a whole lot, let's just stick with basic route concepts. Because I don't know what the logic is for going deep on 3rd and 3. Is it Yankee Stadium the worst? Yeah, I keep forgetting that because they're getting a new stadium. They're getting a new stadium in Flushing. Yeah, I guess technically Yankees the worst. At least Yankees in the city, though. At least Yankees in the city. 4th and 2. Will they call a timeout here? Or will they challenge this? Will they challenge PI on the play? They might be challenging PI. Based on what Blandino is looking at. I'm not sure this is worth the challenge. I'm not sure you're going to get a whole lot here. At least from what I've seen, I did not see a whole lot of PI. New Year's 8 with Citrus Bowl and the Silver Bowl. Yeah, I think Vegas would get a bowl. Probably Tampa gets the bowl, honestly. I don't think the Citrus Bowl gets it. I think it'd be Tampa's bowl game. Whatever it's called now. It used to be the Outback Bowl. And Vegas would throw money to get one of the New Year's 8 games. Miami's up 7-0, by the way, for those wondering. That game just started. I don't think you're going to get PI on this. I don't think there was anything here. I'm not sure that ball was even catchable. It just looked like good, clean, tight coverage. It's an interesting challenge to use if you're the Brahmas. Obviously, if it works, you get a first down, but illegal contact, I'm not sure you're going to get it. I'm not sure you're going to get it. That is awfully close. Can't really read lips, but it looked like there was no illegal contact. Unsuccessful challenge. An interesting decision. Again, I didn't really see it. It seemed like a desperation challenge more than anything. But 4th and 2, well, the 27th, to be a 45-yard field goal for John Parker Romo to give the Brahmas the lead. Again, they still did not have a first down on a regular play since the first quarter. Here we go, Parker Romo. From 45 yards out. Kick is up. It is long enough. And it is straight enough. It is good. 45 yards, clears with ease. The Brahmas are the first to hit double digits today. They lead 12-9. They lose their challenge. They lose a timeout. But with 8:56 left, the Brahmas are up by 3. Kurt Benkert still has not completed a pass. But right now, it doesn't matter. Right now, it does not matter. Right now, the Brahmas are leading this game somehow. I don't know how. They are somehow leading this game. despite not having a first down on a play from scrimmage or real play since 4:48 left in the first quarter. This doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I don't know what to tell you. 112 total yards, 2.9 yards per play, 5 first downs all game, 2 by passing, 2 by rushing, 1 by penalty, so 4 real first downs. They have 49 passing yards total in net. And yet somehow the Brahmas lead by 3. It is that kind of game. Very, very weird affair happening right now in the XFL. Right now in CBS also, it's 9-2 in the Miami-Texas game to get the final spot. That three-pointer is good by Texas. It's down 9-5. Again, XFL's at commercial right now. Again, just as a reminder, tomorrow night we're doing the XFL live stream. The Houston, D.C. game, that should be the best game of the season on paper. One of the best ones, at least. On top of that, new JG9 video coming out, new JG8 video coming out tomorrow. Maybe new JG7. We might have a triple header Monday. We'll see. Not sure. We will definitely see. Just keep an eye out on that, though. Definitely a JG9 and a JG8 video, though. So keep an eye out on that. Also working on a secret project that I will announce once the first video goes live. So keep an eye out on that. NFL Trivia on Twitch, Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're just working like crazy right now. 9 p.m. Eastern, NFL Trivia. XFL Week 7. I'm not sure what the schedule is yet in terms of live stream. In terms of the live stream. I mean, Long Island's just its own thing. Long Island's its own thing. I can confirm for that. We will definitely stream the Sea Dragons Renegades game on Friday. We'll definitely stream Battlehawks Roughnecks on Sunday. The Saturday streams, I'm not sure about. The Saturday streams are up in the air. I don't know. That's San Antonio, Vegas, and DC, Orlando. That's up in the air. I'm not sure if we're streaming those games or not. I will let you guys know. I will let you guys know what we're doing with that. But we will definitely be live streaming Seattle, Arlington, 7 o'clock Eastern on Friday, March 31st. So we'll start that stream at 6:45 Eastern, 3:45 Pacific. Feel bad for all the Sea Dragons fans who are stuck at work necessarily. You're going to miss the first half of that game. That game is at Arlington. So a lot of exciting stuff coming on JG9 Media. And opening day for baseball coming up. Opening day for baseball is coming up this week. Exciting stuff, to say the least. 12-9. Parker Romo kicking off. Kickoff is fielded at the 10-yard line. 15-20. Trying to get any sort of blocks. 25 cuts back down at the 30, 31-yard line. So the return on play by Rennell Hall. Renegades start off at the 35-yard line. 31-yard line, rather. It's 9-all right now in the Miami-Texas game. 15 minutes left in the first half. As we go to the first media timeout there. All right, 12-9, 8:47 left. Arlington, they lose this one. They drop back to 500. They are only a game up on a playoff spot. San Antonio, if they lose this game, they're 1-5. Their season's pretty much over. We'll see what happens. 1st and 10, ball to 31. Looks like Plitt is in at quarterback now. They're going with a QB rotation. Plitt, play action, all day to throw. Finds his running back, Davion Smith. Gain of 2. Spins out of it, though. He gets some more yards. And eventually pushed out of bounds on the play by number 55, Deshaun Downey. But looked like a gain of 2. Instead, it gets a gain of 5 about on the play. It's a nice play there. First down, gain of 5. Second and 5 around the 36-yard line. We'll see where the attendance is at this game. Usually they announce it around the 4th quarter, so they might have announced it by now. I'm not sure. Here we go. 2nd down. And it looked like false start. So the 5 yards was all for nothing. Back them up 5. False start penalty on the Renegades. 8:09 left. 2nd and 10. Call the false start on Nate Becker, the tight end, number 81. Again, this game has been bizarre. San Antonio leads despite not having a first down since about 4.5 minutes left in the first quarter. It's been that kind of game. Play. 2nd and 10. Trying to get some of that yardage back. Feels pressure. There's a flag on the play. As things stand, he's going down to the ground. As things stand, the sack by Renegades Texada. We'll see what the flag is. It was thrown right at the line. As things stand, it's a sack on the play by Ranthony. Obviously, if it's on the Renegades, you're declining this. Illegal formation on the offense. So you figure you'd... Oh, personal foul, face mask on the defense. Hang on. Offsetting penalties. So redo the down. 2nd down at the 31-yard line. So redo the down. A great sack there, but all for nothing. All for nothing. Redo the down from the 31-yard line. Illegal formation, face mask, offset each other. 2nd and 10. 7:40 left. Time running out for the Renegades to do some damage. Play. Handoff. And they get some of that yardage back. And then some. Bowls his way forward. Lenny Brown picks up 11 on the play. Takes it down to the 42-yard line. Renegades get a 1st down. Again, we've not seen a tie game in the XFL yet this season where we have overtime. Could we see that today? And again, this is the only game of the day. Attendance at the game. Thank you, $2 from Weather Chart. Thank you so much for that, Weather Chart. 12,368. That sounds about right. I said 13,000. That sounds about right. A bit disappointing, but the lower bowl did look more full than it usually does. So, look, after what happened yesterday with Vegas and Orlando, I can't really complain. 1st and 10. Play. All day to throw. Deep shot. Wide open man. It is caught. It is caught. Wide open. Wide open was Javonte Payton. Down to the 10-yard line. 48-yard gain on the play. 1st and 10. Javonte Payton. 48-yard strike. Drew Plitt had all day to throw. They rush 4. They can't get to him. And Terrell Bonds gets burned on the play. Tenny Adewuzi with the hit. Down at the 10-yard line. 58-yard gain. And just like that, they are back in business. Busted coverage, absolutely. 6:30 left. Drew Plitt now over 100 yards passing. What a throw, what a catch. Survives the contact. Busted coverage. 1st and 10, they're going to mark it at the 11-yard line. So here we go, 1st and 10. Ball at the 11. Lenny Brown is back there. They pitch it to Brown. Brown trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. He cannot get back to the line. They've had trouble running the ball to the outside all day. Gang tackle on the play. Sean Williams Jr., the main guy, alongside Mike Scott, who blew that up in the backfield. 2nd and 11, ball at the 12-yard line. Analysts using pass sets have been imperative. I've noticed that too. I've noticed that. I'm not surprised. So probably it's tough to get advertisers at the start because it's an untested product. So that's probably why. 2nd and 11, ball at the 12. 5:40 left. Again, they're in field goal range. We've not seen an overtime game yet in the XFL. Could we see that today? 2nd down, bit of a low snap. Flag on the play, they'll false start. So back him up another 5. Back him up another 5. A lot of sloppiness in this game. A lot of sloppiness. Sal Cannella. Nate Becker got called for a false start early on the drive. Now Sal Cannella getting called for 1. So 2 false starts today, plus an illegal formation on this drive. 2nd and 16. Ball at the 17-yard line. And that's an interesting realignment for sure. 2nd and 16. 5:20 left. 3 wide. 2 on the near side, 1 on the far side. You have Brown in the backfield. They give it to Brown. Brown trying to run up the middle. Nothing doing. Stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Stuffed on the play by Matthew Goddell. Goddell got a hold of him. 3rd and 16, ball at the 17. Arlington just keeps backing up. After that nice completion to Payton, they just keep backing up. Actually given a loss of 1 on the play. So ball at the 18-yard line. 4:40 left in regulation. Still trying to get set with 8 on the play clock. 3 lined up out wide. Got single coverage on the near side. Plitt looking for the end zone with that single coverage. It is going to be... Let's see. Did that ball hit the ground? It looks like it did. intended for Sal Cannella, incomplete pass. It was a jump ball play, looked for like a pick for a second, then it fell into the arms of Cannella, but that ball bobbled and hit the ground. Thought for a sec that Luke Barku was going to make that pick, and then it goes out of his hands, and then Cannella traps it, and it's incomplete. 4th and 17. 4 minutes left. They're going to line up for the field goal to tie it. They can get this off. Taylor Russo made from 53 earlier. They get the snap off. The kick is up. It is no good. Kick is wide right. Kick is wide right. So they get down to the 10-yard line, and they squander the opportunity. Taylor Russo hit from 53 earlier. Misses that one from 35. And San Antonio with the lifeline. 3:55 left in this one. And the Brahmas take over. Up by 3. Oh my goodness, you did not expect Russolino to miss that kick. He's been pretty solid all season. He made from 53 earlier, down the middle. That one, a relative chip shot in the red zone. Kick is no good. Wow. 3:55 left. Thought for a sec this was going to be all tied up. But now it's the Brahmas starting at the 26-yard line. Cue the Price is Right fail horn for that missed field goal. Yeah, that was never close from the start. Benkert, handoff. Goes to Patrick. He's got a ton of room. Stays in bounds. I'm not sure why he slid in bounds. It doesn't really matter. 44-yard line is where that goes to. The Arlington 44. What a run by Patrick. Nice cutback. And that's the first play from scrimmage, not counting penalties, that they've gotten a first down on since 4:40 left in the first quarter. It has been a long time coming. Patrick now up to 67 yards rushing, thanks to that run of 32 yards. I guess he doubled his yardage on that one. Arlington 42-yard line. 1st and 10. Benkert is in a QB. Got 4 wide, 2 on the near side, 2 on the far side. Handoff goes to Patrick. Patrick up the middle, down to the 37-yard line. Gain of 5. 2nd and 5. Again, if the Brahmas win this game, they're 1 game back with 4 to play, and Benkert's got some time to learn the playbook. They split the series against the Renegades, so it's like a no harm done after what happened last week. They have to hold on, though. Benkert, again, the QB. 1 on the near side, 2 on the far side. 2:40 left, 2nd and 5. Ball at the 37-yard line. Benkert. Handoff. Patrick up the middle, breaks a tackle, and he's got the first down, and he's got some more. Ball at the 30-yard line. Gain of 7 on the play. Patrick just bulldozing his way on this drive. This drive started at the 26-yard line of San Antonio, now at the 30-yard line of the Renegades, and it's all because of Patrick. All because of Patrick. He's gotten every single yard on this drive, all 40-some-odd yards. And they'll just let this run to the 2-minute warning. Arlington's got all 3 timeouts. Something to keep in mind. They got all 3 timeouts. 2 minutes, and they burn a timeout there. Oh, okay. Arlington's going to call a timeout with 2:02 left. If you're going to call a timeout there, I'm not sure why you just wouldn't call a timeout with 2:20 left. Not sure why you wouldn't just call a timeout earlier. Clock management by Stoops has been very, very weird. I will say, the clock management by Stoops, it's been very, very weird today. They should have called that time. Either don't call a timeout at all and let it run to the 2-minute warning, or call it right after the run gets the first down. Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't know what that was. Patrick getting a breather on the sideline. 2:04. Arlington has 2 timeouts left. Arlington, it's a dicey situation right now. They need to get a stop on this drive. They're in field goal range for Parker Romo. Parker Romo, probably the best kicker in the XFL. They're in field goal range for him. He'll get some looks in the NFL for sure. Screen pass, and that is caught by Brown. Gain of 1. The first completion in the XFL for Kurt Benkert. He came in the second quarter. That is the first pass that Benkert has completed all game. So congratulations to Benkert. Finally gets a completion. 2nd and 8 at the 29-yard line. 2-minute warning. Does that improve his passer rating at all? It was at 0.0. Does that improve it at all? I put it in the calculator. 1 for 6, 2 yards passing. I don't think it would improve it. I think it would still be at 0. It is still at 0. Prediction: Anthony Richardson spends 3 seasons in the NFL, gets cut, and then wins the championship in the XFL. That I would not bet money on that. I would not bet money on that. He's not getting cut for 3 seasons. You know how bad you have to be to get cut for 3 seasons as a first-round pick, as a top 5 pick, probably? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Richardson's not a character issue, so it's not going to happen that way. He's always been a project, so it's going to be so it's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. All right, we're at commercial break right now. Second and 8 ball at the 29-yard line. Brahmas get a first down. This one's pretty much over. Yeah, this is the only game of the day. It's the only game of the day. Tomorrow night's the big one. Tomorrow night is the Houston, D.C. game for supremacy in the XFL. As things stand, the Brahmas will improve to 2-4 again. There's still plenty of time left. As things stand, Brahmas will move to 2-4. The Renegades drop to 3-3. One game separates the teams in the South Division for that final spot in the playoffs in that division. Again, top 2 teams in each division make the playoffs. And again, if you haven't seen the new JG9 video, go check that out right now. Or after the stream is done, rather. Go check that out. It's on Red Miller. Broncos-Bengals game from 1977 where Red Miller missed the team bus afterwards and had to hitchhike his way back to the airport. Crazy, crazy stuff. So go check that out if you haven't already. That dropped at 9 a.m. Eastern earlier today. And JG8 video coming out tomorrow on Wisconsin. Something Wisconsin related. JG7 video coming out soon. Not sure what the next one's going to be. It might be Royals related or it might be Angels related. I'm not sure. Depends on what happens with the editor. But we'll see either way. You just crossed 3,000 subs. Again, thank you so much for that. The way you say that makes it seem like it's the game of the century. For the XFL, it is. For the XFL, it is. I got to bring the hype however I can. Second and 8. And compared to this game and compared to other games this week, it will be the game of the century. Second and 8. Banker. There was some motion there. False start. Half the line moved. Back him up 5. 34-yard line now, 2nd and 13. False stars on Joseph. Although they're showing Bunch, number 78, so I don't know who it was on. That's some error on someone on ESPN's part. Production quality has not been great in the XFL, I will say that. Moving to the 34-yard line, 2nd and 13. Banker. No, it's a Patrick and the Wildcat, rather. Patrick and the Wildcat. Haven't seen that all day. 31-yard line to get to, so 3rd and 10. And you figure Stoops will call his second time out. And again, if you are Stoops here, you have 1 timeout left. You have a challenge, but remember, you can only use the challenge if you have a timeout. So you might as well challenge whatever happens here. Whatever happens here, you might as well challenge it. There's no reason not to. If they get a first down, challenge for a penalty of some kind. If they don't get a first down, challenge it and see if there's a penalty on the Brahmas so you could back them up a bit so they're out of field goal range for John Parker Romo. Jim Sorge, Brooks Bollinger, was Scott Tolson related for that Wisconsin video? Neither. We're going back to the 80s for this one. Love those early submits, 2000 Badger teams. Oh, we'll definitely do videos on those at some point, but this one's going to be on a something from the 80s. Handoff up the middle, gets nothing. Arlington, will they challenge or will they burn a timeout? I would challenge here if I'm Arlington. But they're not going to. I don't get it. Challenge for something. Just challenge something. For hands to the face or something. Back them up 10 yards. Holding. Challenge anything. Even if it's non-existent. Just challenge something. So you might be able to get him out of field goal range. I don't get it. Bob Stoops, great head coach in college. He has coached a terrible game today. A lot of decisions I don't agree with. Just challenge anything. I don't know why it even says Arlington has a challenge left. They don't have a challenge left. That bar needs to be blank. If there's any place I'm looking forward to seeing dumb decisions, it's the transfer portal on JGH. A lot of dumb decisions on the transfer portal. So many kids just, they don't want to earn the starting job and they go elsewhere, and the grass is not always greener. They want it handed to them. 46-yard field goal. Parker Romo, kick is up, and it is right down Broadway. 15-9, kick is good. Parker Romo, he's definitely getting a job in the NFL when this is done. He's got a bigger leg than Riley Patterson. Honestly, I wouldn't mind the Jaguars taking a look at him, bringing some competition. I wouldn't mind that. So 15-9 game. Touchdown ties it. Touchdown with a conversion wins it. 15-9, 141 left. Arlington ball on the kickoff. This bizarre strategy of having pass and banker in a QB has been terrible, but it doesn't matter. The Brahmas are leading by 3. This game, again, if you're watching the finish, it's on ABC. ABC for all the action right now. And again, tomorrow night, Houston, D.C., 6:45 p.m. Eastern. We'll be streaming that one. So go check that out tomorrow night. If you're not doing anything tomorrow night, come join me as we watch some more XFL action. Parker Romo, kickoff. Easily gets to the zone. Fielded at the 5-yard line. So the 15. To the 20. Got a bit of a hole. 25 down the sideline down to the 29-yard line. So that's where the Renegades will start this one off. But there is a penalty on the play. Lenny Brown on the return. There is a penalty, though. Holding. On the Renegades. 10-yard penalty from the spot. We'll see where they mark it. This one is not over by any means. We saw what happened with San Antonio St. Louis week 1. The Brahmas had that game on lockdown, and the Battlehawks somehow came back. Had this one all wrapped up, it seemed like. Yeah, Tay Martell, that's the classic example. I don't like the transfer portal. I don't like guys transferring. I feel like you made a commitment, you should honor it. Now, there are some exceptions, but for the most part. 85 yards to the end zone. Plitt just has to take a yard. Has to take a yard on it. Clock runs. 2nd and 9. 84 yards away. Otherwise, the Brahmas will win their 2nd game of the season. 4 wide. Plitt drops back. Fires toward the sticks and is caught. 35-40. Down at the 42-yard line. Catch on the play there made by Caleb Van Der Esch. They finally get a completion to him. Gain about 26 on the play. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Clock stops for the moment while they reset. 1 minute left. Plitt. That might be a fumble. That might be a fumble. It got swatted out of his hands. We'll see what the ruling is here. They're going to say incomplete pass. 53 seconds left. Predictions for division winners. Controversial edition. Blue Jays, Twins, Astros, Marlins, Cubs, D-backs. Yeah, that's very controversial. I would not bet on the D-backs winning the division. They could get a wild card. Their bullpen holds up, but I would not bet on them winning the division. Batted down on the play by Delonte Scott, who's been all over the place. Maybe the MVP of the game for the Brahmas as things stand. 2nd and 10. 3 wide. Motion Bolden. Plitt. Screen pass. It is caught by Smith. And he gets the first down. Bowls his way forward. Or rather, by Brown. 45-yard line. And there's a penalty on the play. There's a penalty on the play at the very end. As things stand, 45-yard line. Ball's at the 45-yard line of the Brahmas. But they did throw a penalty on the play. They throw a flag on the play at the very end. After the play, personal foul, necessary roughness on the offense. Unnecessary roughness on the offense. Some Brian Folkerts. They didn't show a replay of that. So all that yardage, it's for nothing. So move them back to around the 40-yard line. The one thing you couldn't have happen, lost their composure. 1st and 10. Plitt, he's going down. Plitt goes down. Sack there by Drew Beasley. Drew Beasley making it look easy. Loss of 6. 2nd and 16. Clock is running. Time is running out. 25 seconds left. Plitt drops back, has to dump it off short. They get some of that yardage back. A nice play by Smith, though, to get the 1st down and more. All right, that will stop the clock for a bit. They get down to the 46-yard line. 46-yard line of the Brahmas. So a nice play there by Smith. Nice effort. Gain of 21. Did not think that check down had anything in it. Plitt just going to spike it down to the ground. 2nd and 10. Ball the 46-yard line. They have no timeouts. Here we go. "46 yards away. They have no timeouts. A sack ends the game. You got to go out of bounds, or if you're going to go in play, you got to get at least a few yards here. At least a 1st down so the clock can stop for the moment. Here we go. Offensive line has done no favors for Plitt all game for the most part. They rush 4. Plitt fires quickly over the middle. Picked off by the Brahmas. I don't know why he's even trying to return it. I don't even know why he's trying to return it. Goes down. Teddy Anabuzi goes down. And just like that, the Brahmas are back in business, creating some drama in the South Division race. Plitt throws a pick over the middle. And just like that, the Brahmas go to 2-4. The Renegades fall to 3-3. And the South Division just got interesting. Despite 6 1st downs the entire game, despite Kurt Benkert playing half the game and completing 1 pass for 2 yards, the Brahmas do it. The Brahmas pull off the upset, just as Weather Chart predicted at the start. And they're just going to take a knee. Drew Plitt with the interception to Teddy Anabuzi. And the Brahmas will win the 2nd game of the season. They split the season series against the Renegades. And just like that, it's going to be a happy drive back to San Antonio. Final score, assuming nothing goes right on the kneel down, 15-9. Again, tomorrow night, Houston, number 1 in the South. DC, number 1 in the North. A big game on our hands for 1st place in the XFL in total. Not that it really matters because 1st place, the game's going to be in San Antonio regardless. Pass takes the knee, and that's the ball game, folks. 15-9 your final score. The Brahmas keep the South Division interesting. They're only 1 game back. 15-9 your final score. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been a great stream. If you were on for all 3 hours, if you were on for all 9 hours of XFL coverage so far this weekend, thank you so much. Again, we got Monday Night Football, Houston, D.C., ESPN2 tomorrow night, 6:45 p.m. Eastern. Tune in with me as we watch what should be one of the best games of the season. On top of that, JG9 video is out right now. We also have a JG8 video coming out tomorrow. We have a JG7 video in the works. JG9 video also coming out tomorrow as well. And trivia, Wednesday night, live on Twitch. So thank you guys for tuning in. This is JG9 signing off. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I'll see you guys tomorrow.